Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to Geeks of the Roundtable. I apologize for the low quality sound on my end today. By next week, I will for sure have a new microphone. But nevertheless, it's Saturday. It's the best day of the week, and I'm joined, of course, by my good friend and my co-host. He's back from vacationing last week. He left us hanging. He gave his blessing for us to have a new co-host in his stead as he was out of town. He was in New York, apparently for the first time. I didn't know that. How did your trip go, sir? And welcome back to the show. How are you doing, Zach?
I'm good, man. I missed being on the show. When I was at the airport, I was gonna ask you, hey, send me a link and I'll join
From the
virtually.
airport.
But as I was there, the Wi-Fi connect, everything was shit. So I could barely even listen to the episode.
Oh yeah.
But I listened to it. It was great. I loved it. Thank you to Patrick for filling in for me last week. He's a great friend of the show. So good for him. It was fun, man. Like I never went to New York. I wanted to see Dune as early as possible. It was playing there. I had the extra cash. I said, fuck it, I'm going to go do it. And it was worth it. I had fun. I'm just still very exhausted from the trip. Like this entire week, I have like had no sleep because it's like, I come back this week and it's like, okay, cool. I have a screening this day, which I'm sure you're feeling the same exhaustion because of London Film Festival, right?
Don't talk to me about exhaustion, man.
Yeah.
But I'll get
it's
to
a lot.
You finish your update. I'll get to mine.
Yeah. So like that's where I'm at. Like I haven't had time to just fucking sit and relax. And then next week's the same thing. I mean, when I say that October is the busiest month for films right now, it is absolutely the busiest.
Yes.
I know you have a film festival, so I can't even imagine how you doing a film festival right now. I have a screening every fucking day. Every day I have had a screening. So like it's like I work and then I literally go to a screening, then I go home, film, and then I edit, and then I go to bed. It's like the same thing. And like I have still all the Wes Anderson movies to film or finish, Denis Villeneuve films to finish because of my ranking I want to do. And I don't know, like given I have seen now where I'm at with both of them, I've seen all their movies. So it's not like I am missing any. But there's some that I like Incendies I have not seen in like fucking 7 years. So if I don't watch it, I don't feel comfortable putting it on a ranking because it's been 7 years since I've seen it. So it's my goal to try and get all that. If not, then the ranking might be a little bit incomplete because I still want to talk about every Denis Villeneuve movie because Arrival's amazing. Anyways, I had fun, man. I missed being on the show last week, and you know it's another busy day because right after this, what do we got? DC fandom.
Well, that's right. We got DC fandom. I don't know what I'm going to watch from DC fandom. We got to meet with all the critics that are covering the London Film Festival because it ends tomorrow. We have nothing on today. Actually, we have a few things on the online platform. But there's really no big movie today. So today I was able to sleep in. I like to wake up early, just not 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. early to get to a film. But we'll get to all that in a sec. It's been a busy week, as you said, Zach. It's movies every day, multiple movies every day for me. I wish I did have that issue of having screenings every day, but I don't know how to break through the door, apparently. As soon as I think I'm in, the door shuts. That's a conversation for another day. Speaking of rankings that we want to do, let's kick off.
You can move out here and I'll get you on the list. How's that? If you move out to Arizona, I'll get you on the list.
Well, if I can stay at your house and not pay rent until I find a stable job, at least I would. I'll do chores. I'll do chores.
You'll do chores for my mom.
Okay.
You'll do chores for my mom.
Yes, to pay for for my stay. I'll even change my YouTube channel to Ren Pope if you want.
Okay. It's an extension of my channel. Two different opinions.
Yes, it's an extension. I'm a spin-off. Of your channel.
Yeah. You're the geekiest one.
All right, but speaking... Yes, the geek side. We'll cover all the MCU and whatnot, and on your channel we'll cover just the generic movies, the Oscar bait movies and whatnot. But anyway, Zach, speaking of rankings we want to do, why don't you kick off into our weekly rankings since you are coming back this week with...
Oh yeah, because I missed last week. I really didn't have much last week, thank God. I did a lot of rankings and stuff, so I'm just gonna include this week. So at the bottom is Halloween Kills. I was very and guys, I've seen a lot of other movies, but I don't want to include them. I just want to do what I've reviewed. But at the bottom is Halloween Kills, which I had like a discussion with like 2 other people yesterday who also saw it but loved it. And talking to them,
Alright.
I see their perspective on why they liked it. And if you've seen Chris Stuckman reviews, it's kind of the same reason that he really dug it. For me, as much as I liked the kills and all that, the story was not there. There's no story. I like the concept of this mob mentality, but it's executed fucking terribly. And when I say terribly, it's not just boring. It feels gross. And it doesn't even feel like it belongs in the film for what it's trying to say. So that was fucking garbage. And it literally was like 20 minutes long. And if you would have cut it out, would have changed nothing in the movie. The characters are the stupidest characters in the entire world. I shit you not. And there is one kill in this movie that revolves around a gun and a car door. When I saw that with my mom, because my mom went to the screening with me, she literally turned to me and she goes, "This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen." And I said, "Yeah." I mean, was it a fun moment to see? Absolutely. Was it stupid? Yes. And it just dumb characters. I mean, we knew there was a trilogy coming. We knew there was another one coming. So we knew Michael's.
That's not an excuse.
It's
That's
not.
an
It's not.
excuse for
And
for
you
this
know what
movie
I
to be
thought?
filler.
You know what I thought? I said you could easily like, you could get away with killing him or something. You could get away with something like that. But the way they go around it, it's just they make him impossible to kill. And it makes no sense because he's a human being. No, he's not. Shut the fuck up. He's not.
He's a force of evil.
Yeah, the evil dies tonight. Fucking dumb. It's fun for what it is, but
that got old real fast. That got old in the movie real fast.
But I really like. I know I go to horror movies to be scared and have fun, and sure you'll have fun with it, but it's not one that I enjoyed that much. I think it's fun for what it is. That's it. That's literally it. Hopefully Halloween Ends is way better because I know you didn't like 2018. I loved 2018's Halloween, so
I didn't care for 2018.
Okay.
It's perfectly average, all right, watchable.
For me,
it's watchable, I guess, but it's even worse.
All right, so now going next, everything up and above is like fucking sky high compared to this. Okay. Next we have The Last Duel, which I really freaking dug. I think this is one of Ridley Scott's best movies.
Don't tell me too much. Watching it tomorrow.
No, I won't. But it's one of Ridley Scott's best movies. I really loved the script of the film per se. That's probably my favorite aspect of the movie, of how they divided the story. And I was worried at first. I was really worried at first. There's like one section of the story that I was like, he could have tinkered it a little bit, and I think it would have worked a little bit better. But Adam Driver, great. Matt Damon, great. Ben Affleck and Jodie Comer easily could be in contention for like an Oscar nomination. So that's all I'll say. Really done.
All right.
Next, it's Last Night in Soho. I loved this movie. The more I think about it, the more I love it. I didn't know how to feel about it walking out. And then I drove home and I thought about it before I filmed my review. And I was like, okay, I really dug this thing. I have slight issues with one aspect of the story, but besides that, I overall really love this film. And I think it's probably Edgar Wright's best directed movie yet. It's one of his strongest scripts as well. Besides one character, there's one character that I didn't believe in the character development and the relationship that all too much. It's the friend, Michael.
Really?
I liked him. Didn't believe in their. I like their chemistry. Everything that kind of happens in the movie. I'm like, if I was him, I would have been like, yeah, no, I'm gone. Like I just didn't think there was enough there for them. But seriously, Thomas and Mackenzie, Leave No Trace. Jojo Rabbit, she shows here that she is such a diverse actress because she plays the typical role you've seen her before, this shy, awkward girl, but it's very different and opened up, and very impressed with that. Like, I was impressed with her performance. And Anya Taylor-Joy, it's hard for me to talk about her performance without spoilers, so I'm not going to get too far into it. But iconic.
Just say she's great.
She's like iconic and great. But yeah, I really like this movie. And at my number one of the week, I've seen it twice now. I can't wait to see it again on Monday. It's fucking Dune. There is
you watched it
down,
twice. That's right.
It's a cinematic masterpiece. I took my best friend to see it. He is picky as hell. Wanted to see the movie.
No, you didn't. I didn't go see it with you.
Oh, I mean, you could have flown out if you want to see it again.
I'm seeing it on Monday too.
Hell yeah. But he wanted to see it really badly, so I took him, and we're sitting there, and this is when I know he liked the movie. Halfway through, he turned over to me. He goes, "This is one of the best films I've ever seen in my life." I'm like, oh shit. And then after the movie ended, I didn't know how he was going to feel about the back half of the film, and we get out, and he goes, "Zach, that was seriously like one of the best experiences I've ever had watching a movie." Like, he goes flat out to 10 out of 10. And he's still texting me every day. He goes, "I cannot stop thinking about the movie." He bought the books, all that stuff. And he asked me, he goes, "Do you have another screening of it?" I was like, "Yeah, Monday I'm going to go see it again." He goes, "Can I please go with you?" He goes, "If you already have a guest, it's fine. But if you don't, I'd love to come with you." I was like, "I actually don't. So feel free to come with me, man." I was going to ask someone else. Right. I was like, feel free. So that's my number one of the week, man.
All right. I had a very, very busy week, and I still haven't had time to review everything that I saw. So in my ranking, films that I saw that you guys seen on Twitter that I posted that I saw it, I will not be including The Lost Daughter. I will not be including Mothering Sunday. I will not be including Benediction. I will not be including Benedetta or Lamb. And I think that's it. That's everything that I will not. And Bull, which I literally just watched before the show. Those are all the films. So that's 5 films I still got to review before the festival. And I still got, before the festival ends, and I still got one more movie tomorrow, The Tragedy of Macbeth. So very excited for that. So let's start at the very bottom. The very bottom this week is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, which I watched for the first time because I wanted to watch all the movies in the Halloween franchise, the ones I had seen, the ones I hadn't seen, and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is absolutely atrocious. There's absolutely nothing to like in that film. So that comes at bottom. Over Rob Zombie's Halloween comes Passing, which is the Rebecca Hall directorial debut. Really didn't work for me because
that makes me sad.
I appreciate a lot of the concepts. I appreciate the performances. And that's it. I couldn't look past anything else.
Can I say
any
something?
Of the faults.
I'm very curious because I've heard that this is a different cut than Sundance, and I want to see it to see what the difference is, because I loved it at Sundance. I love that movie. So I'm wondering if something was massively changed. So I guess I'll see when it comes out in November.
If they did, I don't know why they changed it, dude, because they clearly changed it for the worst.
Was it? Okay, did you not like the ending?
Uneventful.
The third act.
I didn't like anything. I didn't like anything.
Okay.
I didn't like anything. It's a whole bunch of sequences where story threads get started and then leave nowhere. That final scene when they're at the hotel or the friend's house, the big building, that's the most interesting part because, all right, something's happening. Something of matter is happening, and then the movie ends. So if anything, the final scene is the one good scene.
Can I tell you? It sounds like the exact same cut.
Okay.
I don't know what they would have changed.
Overpassing, I'm going to have Halloween Kills. They're honestly around the same level. Neither of these are good movies, but Halloween Kills, if I ever have to watch it again, at least it has fun kills. On the surface level, it has all the fun aspects of a horror movie. It's just an atrocious story. I don't know what is up with the writing in these films. 5 people wrote this film. 5 fucking people. A Halloween movie. It's not that deep. So let's just
You should write the next one.
Hire me. I mean, it's already written, so. All right. Over that, I'm going to have The Power of the Dog, which started the week on LFF. Very disappointed with this one. Has a very strong first hour of the film. very strong. It starts all these interesting stories and then slowly but surely lets them go bit by bit. It's entirely very well shot. It's entirely very well acted. And it leads to an ending that feels very anticlimactic, very not satisfying, and very not cathartic. There's not a release of all that tension and all that build that was in that first half. So this one disappointed me. But other people have it like in the top 10 of the year. So maybe you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah, you're the first person I've heard to give it a negative thing.
I'm not giving it a negative thing. I'm not giving it a negative
more
thing.
negative.
It's in the middle. Yeah. I know I'm not the only one. That's for sure. But this one seems to be very much it's okay or it's really fantastic. And to me, it just ended up being okay. On top of The Power of the Dog, I have another disappointment, but a very watchable and fun overall experience, The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson's latest film. It's very underwhelming for what you want, from what you expect from Wes Anderson film. It's like, Zach, when you go watch, what's a good example? Do you like the first Cars movie?
Sure.
Okay, it's like for someone who likes the first Cars movie, it's not up to everything else that Pixar has done, but you enjoy it. It's good. It's solid. You had fun. It's that. So French Dispatch is the Cars.
I see it Tuesday,
French Dispatch is the Cars of the Wes Anderson filmography. It is basically 3 short stories. The framing is the editor of this newspaper dies, and the journalist for this magazine, it's going to end. The magazine is going to end since the editor-in-chief died, and so they're going to republish 3 of their biggest/best stories. And so you witness the 3 stories. The first one with Benicio del Toro and Léa Seydoux, who you just saw in No Time to Die, is the best one. So the film, if the film was entirely that and forget even the framing of the film, this would be just another fantastic Wes Anderson film. The second one with Timothée Chalamet, Frances McDormand, it's all right. There's nothing like wrong with it. And it basically captures what the end product of the overall thing comes out as. And the final story is solid. I'd give it like a B if I was just ranking that story alone. So the first one is the best. The second one really dips and drags quite a bit. It feels like it's the longest one in the film. And then the third one is really charming. It's energetic. It's perfectly solid. Just as an overall product, the whole is definitely the least
that's disappointing.
Of its parts. Over that, I am going to have... what am I going to have? This is tough now because we're getting into good stuff. Now everything is like really good. I really like everything I'm going to mention from now on.
Gut reactions.
You know what? I am going to go with Nitram. Alongside Mass, which we'll talk about in a sec. This is a very intense film to watch, knowing it is a true story. That's all I'm going to say. It's Caleb Landry Jones in his best role yet. He won Best Actor at Cannes due to this role. So just go in prepared. Go in with the right mentality that it's going to be a tough watch because it's pure intensity from beginning to end. Okay. Over that, I'm going to have Come On, the latest A24 film starring Joaquin Phoenix. This was a surprise film here at the London Film Festival. The little kid from the film, who is spectacular in the film, he's wonderful, starring alongside Joaquin Phoenix. Turns out he's English. I didn't know that watching the film because he has a great American accent. He was there. He came to say hi and whatnot. So this one is just a real feel-good film. Really charming too, and very, very human. Slightly over that, I guess these two are in the same position. I will have King Richard. King Richard, I will say what I said in my tweet. It works best when it's being a sports drama. It shows its flaws and its weaknesses when it's being a biopic. But really great performances, very inspiring. And I didn't talk about him in my review, but John Bernthal in this film, my God, what a ball of energy and charisma he is. Very much like Will Smith, who is definitely going for that Oscar. All right. Up next, I'm going to have, and now it's tough because I love both of these things that I watched. I'm going to go with Belfast, Kenneth Branagh's semi-biopic film. It's wonderful. Right after Coda, this will be my favorite feel-good film of the year. Catriona Balfe, she's definitely going for that Oscar as well. Please, please, please watch this film. It's wonderful. It's dramatic, it's funny, it's witty, it's charming. It's a love letter to childhood, to family, to growing up. It's just got all the things that ticked all my personal boxes. So I definitely fully recommend this one. Couldn't have had a bigger smile on my face and shed a few tears as well. And Zach, for in first place, I guess, because there's really nothing that overcame this. I'm going to have Mass, which I've been wanting to watch ever since Sundance, ever since you and so many other people watched it. This is heavy shit, man. This is really heavy shit. It's one of those films I cannot watch over and over again. That's why it can't reach my perfect grade. This is like a Schindler's List, like a Detroit. You recognize all the qualities and you want all the best for this film. You want it. Excuse me.
Yeah, you don't watch this. You don't watch this movie to eat popcorn.
No,
like
you don't watch this at a party. It's similar an intense experience to Nitram, but where Nitram you're just a witness to.
Imagine when I mentioned it on
Imagine
when I mentioned it on my news segment, and I was like, "Oh yeah, it's about two parents that come together to talk about something important." One set of the parents is the school shooter, and then the other one was the kid who died.
One of the kids who died.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. It's a different kind of intense than Nitram. Nitram, you're a witness to this completely disgusting person unraveling down and down this path that you already know what's going to happen, so you're just, for some reason, you're pleading that it does not happen. But Mass is not really about a slaughter. It's not about a murder. It's really about human beings trying to recover from a tragedy. It's about healing is what I describe Mass as. So that's my best of the week. That's my weekly ranking. We're already 22 minutes in, so let's hurry up and see your guys' weekly ranking. Movies at Train Studios. My weekly hang on, we're missing something. Where is it? Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Alrighty. No, I like this one. Let's go to the bubble. New look for the show. My weekly ranking. Number 1, Evil Dead 2. Number 2, Watchmen, Director's Cut. Number 3, Freaky. Number 4, Ready or Not. Number 5, Batman The Long Halloween. Oh, I also watched Injustice this week. Or was it last week? I can't remember at this point. What a disappointment.
Yeah.
What a disappointment. Number 5, Batman The Long Halloween, parts 1 and 2, so in the same place. Number 6, The Evil Dead. I'm guessing that's the original. Number 7, Venom. And number 8, Benny Loves You. That one I do not recognize. I would definitely have Ready or Not at my number 1. That would definitely be my number 1. The Evil Deads, I haven't seen them. I've never seen 2, and the first one I don't really care too much about. I would definitely have Watchmen, Director's Cut after that. Then Batman The Long Halloweens. Then Freaky. Then The Evil Dead, and then Venom. Because the other two, Benny Loves You, I don't know, and then The Evil Dead 2, I never seen it. Zach, how about you?
Watchmen, Evil Dead 2, Ready or Not. I haven't seen Batman. I haven't seen Benny. Evil Dead, Freaky, Venom, I guess would be mine.
All right. Movie fan, weekly ranking. Number 1, Scream rewatch. Number 2, I'm going to watch Scream on the big screen on the 31st this month. Number 2, Knives Out rewatch. Number 3, Halloween Kills VPN. You don't need to rank the VPN. I'm kidding. Halloween Kills. Number 4, The Conjuring 2, below Halloween Kills. Oh no. Number 5, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Wow.
Sorry, movie fan. I'm gonna block you from the channel.
He's not really gonna block.
Just kidding.
Man, don't worry. Maybe. I would definitely have Knives Out on my number 1, then The Conjuring 2. Ooh, I have more passion for the franchise of X-Men, but I have to admit that Scream is a better film. So in my number 3 would be Scream, then X-Men Dark Phoenix, and in last place, Halloween Kills for me. Zach, how about you?
I've never seen Scream, so I can't really talk on that one.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting.
Knives Out, Conjuring 2, Dark Phoenix, Halloween Kills. Yeah.
All right. I think
I didn't see any others. I could be wrong though. I guess we'll see.
Okay.
If we miss yours, just put it towards the end when we get to the show's questions.
Eric Thorpe, my weekly ranking, No Time to Die. Saw it for the 4th time on Sunday. I want to see it again. Number 2, Her. Number 3, The Many Saints of Newark. Number 4, The Long Halloween Part 1. Number 5, oh, The Counselor. Oh, Jesus.
Is that when she fucks the car?
Eric Thorpe. Yes.
Okay. I've never seen
Cameron Diaz in her last role before retirement. I think
I've never seen the movie.
I don't know. You don't have to. Don't. I would just change The Long Halloween Part 1 and The Many Saints of Newark. Apart from that, I have the exact same ranking as you, Eric. Good one.
For me,
okay.
I would do her number 1, and then No Time to Die.
Alrighty. If we missed any of your weekly rankings, please keep chiming them down in the chat below, and Zach will pay attention to it. But Zach, take us into our first main topic, my friend.
Well, some depressing news and some great news for someone came out this week. Disney chief producer Alan Horn is finally retiring. Papa Iger, man. Went to him when Warner Brothers pushed him out and said, hey, come work for Disney. And he came, and look what he did.
He was drinking Mai Tais in Manila.
Yes.
Mai Tais. In Tahiti.
Yeah.
It was like,
man.
Alan,
I need you, man. And he killed it. I mean, him and Bob Iger worked together in such a great fashion. I mean, what, 22 movies that hit $1 billion, right? Something like that of nature. He is one of the best producers to have ever hit the scene. Yes, Disney did some duds in between, but honestly, this is their best run for movies in years. When you look at all the studios, Pixar, Marvel, Disney Animation, Lucasfilm, probably missing some. And I'm sure he's had his hand in some of the 20th century stuff when it's finally come over. So, like Free Guy, Ron's Gone Wrong, which was actually kind of cute. I was actually kind of surprised by that one. It's not perfect, but it's cute. Could have been shit.
Go watch that because
it could have been. It could have been shit. So, but yeah, Alan Horn retiring, man, great for him. He deserves it. We knew this was coming. Bob Iger is leaving officially at the end of this year. So is Alan Horn. God forbid Disney now. God help them. Because the second I saw this, I sent it to Ren. I said, "This is bad news for us."
Bad news for everyone. This is bad news for Disney.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Bob Chapek will be there for less than 2 years. Less than 2 years.
Let's hope. So I do want to start off by mentioning Bob Chapek. That amongst all the times we talk about Bob Chapek and talk about how disastrous it is being right now, I don't think this has anything to do with Bob Chapek. I don't think Alan Horn is retiring
I just think he's done.
The man has earned it. The man was already retired. He came back with full force, and him and Bob Iger ruled the world. Like, the greatest run in Disney. Like, we keep saying this, Zach, every time we talk about Papa Iger and Papa Horn. That one doesn't sound as good. I'm going to keep calling him Alan Horn, not Papa Horn. Every time we talk about this dynamic duo, it's success after success after success. Obviously, no studio is perfect, but all they need to do from now on, Zach, every time anyone doubts them, is look at the 2019 year they had with Disney, because every single film, not every single film, but like 8 out of 10 or something like that, 8 out of 10 films that they put out that year reached over $1 billion at the box office. So that's the only dick they need to throw on the table and show how massive it is, you know? The man has earned it, man. The man has earned it. Now, all the best to Alan Horn. He did us a great service through all his years at Disney. He did us a great service through all his years at Warner Brothers. He did a great service throughout all of his career. Like you said, am afraid with what's coming now. Who's going to replace him? Because even
I think right now they
Chief,
said no one is, right? I think it's just someone.
Yes, right now, because right now they're announcing his retirement. He's not like he didn't retire yet. Like he didn't retire as soon as they put the tweet out. I guess the
person who is technically holding his spot right now, he has groomed him for the last 2 years. So that gives me like some relief, but Alan Horn, even though Bob Chapek was in a higher position than Alan Horn, if Bob Chapek came to Alan Horn and told him something, Alan Horn would probably turn to him and be, fuck off. We're going to do it this way. You know what I mean? Where like this new guy who Bob Chapek has probably worked longer for the company, all that sorts of stuff. If Bob Chapek goes to him, he's got to do what Bob Chapek says.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a worrisome situation right now. It's a tense environment at Disney as we move from Alan Horn. Because again, going back to what we were saying just a little bit ago, this isn't just any of the chief producers that Disney has ever had, which most of them, if not all of them in their own way, were great. This is Alan fucking Horn. This is the guy who was retired and then came back and elevated the status around his name and around the studio. So whoever comes in has got big shoes to fill. And I hope it's not one of the guys that is close with Bob Chapek. I hope it's not one of the marketing guys. This has to be a creative. This has to be a person that understands the filmmaking business, the filmmaking process, and the importance of creatives. So as far as what's going to come next, that's an entirely different thing. That's not what we're going to be verdicting here. As far as the greatest chief lead producer of Walt Disney Studios, Walt Disney Pictures is concerned, Alan Horn, sir, thank you for your service. You served us well. Enjoy your much-deserved retirement. This gets a night for me. Let the men rest. Yes.
Go drink the Mai Tais.
How about you, Zach? What's your verdict?
I'm sad, man. I don't want to knight it because
I don't want to
Alan Horn. But shout out to him, knight to him. Go enjoy your retirement, man. Disney will fall or breathe or whatever it needs to do. But as long as you don't fuck with my favorite franchises, I think I'm fine. You know what I mean?
Oh, but that's probably your favorite franchises are probably my favorite franchises, and they're probably the first franchises they're going to fuck with, if they're going to fuck with anything.
That's what I was thinking, dude. I want to throw some. I don't even want to throw it out into the world. Actually, no, never mind. I'm not even going to say it.
No, don't manifest it. Don't manifest it.
Yeah, I already know.
All right,
I think you know what I was.
Let's move on. Yes. Let's move on to our second topic. And our second topic, I'm so happy that I'm the one introducing it. And I know a lot of you. I know Gico EP is very tense right now. Gico EP is sweating as he's looking at what the second topic is, and he's seeing that I am introducing it. Because not the week, but it was on Tuesday. We started the day, ladies and gentlemen. Zach reacted to it. Leo reacted to it. Tessa reacted to it. James reacted to it. There's a trailer, an official first trailer, our first look at the Scream 5. It's only called Scream, but I'm going to call it Scream 5. So people who are not into the franchise like me know the difference. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Scream, of the Scream franchise. They're fine movies. They're fun movies. They're perfectly watchable. They're solid. They just don't mean a lot to me. Then this trailer came out, which I have not been excited, but I have been curious and interested because it's the directors of Ready or Not. Then this trailer comes out, bringing back the trinity of the original films, this amazing, very talented ensemble of new actors and new characters to the franchise. And you know what? I enjoyed the trailer. It's very. I posted this on Twitter. I feel about this trailer the same way I feel about the franchise so far in general. Perfectly solid, fun. I'm interested. Am I excited? Am I now a diehard Scream fan? No, but as a trailer in itself, whether it is for Scream or not, what a trailer needs to do is raise your excitement or at least interest into about the film. And I can say with full confidence that I'm interested in this film. It looks solid. It looks like at least a fun time. I like the little thing with the locks that they do in the opening sequence of the trailer. I love me some Melissa Barrera um, from In the Heights, Jack Quaid, Dylan Minnette, Jenna Ortega. Love seeing this ensemble cast, and I like the angle. There were a lot of people, a lot of Scream fans online saying, "Oh, this line was awesome," and this line was awesome. I didn't care too much for the dialogue. It's not bad. I was just personally indifferent to the lines. The one thing I liked, and it's not even the line itself, but it's what it implies, is that Ghostface is related. These people, this new ensemble like Dylan Minnette and Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera and Jack Quaid, they're related somehow to the past of Ghostface, which I'm very interested to see how they approach this angle. Because Halloween just had a very interesting angle, and they managed to fuck it up. So I hope Scream doesn't do it. Zach, you've never seen the Scream movies, so you're not indifferent like I am, but you're not into the franchise just because you haven't entered into it yet. But what are your thoughts on this trailer?
It was fun. It did remind me though that I've seen elements of the first movie and I have seen the fourth movie. So but it's been, I probably wasn't paying attention that much. So I'm excited. This looks fun. Like that's the exact vibe I got from this. It seems like fans are pretty mixed though on it. Like from my comment section on my reaction, some people fucking hated the trailer, some liked it. From my understanding, they have reached that the ending was shot 6 times. So no one actually, the actors don't know who the killer is. They filmed multiple different killers, which that's the fun element of Scream, and that's why I'm excited to go back and rewatch them. It sucks though because I do know the killers in each one pretty much because of just the fan base and
you also know who survives.
yeah, obviously. So I'm excited. I want to ask you this. Mm-hmm. Do you think they kill any of the legacy characters in this? Because I've seen some people say no, they should not kill them.
I could see. I don't think they kill Sydney because in case this one does well and is received well, they will want to make another and don't want Sydney in it unless. And kudos if they got those balls to kill her and continue the franchise without her. But I can see 2 or 3 dying, but I can see either Courtney Cox or David Arquette dying in this one. I think it's possible.
I think David Arquette. That's just my opinion, just because he's not really... Courtney Cox, maybe, but I do like that they're making them divorced in there, just like they're divorced in real life.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. So, But yeah, so I knight it. It's fun. I loved Ready or Not, so bring it on.
Yeah, I love Ready or Not. I'm going to knight it because this trailer didn't steer me away from the film. It didn't take my curiosity away. Again, I can't use the word excitement myself, but I saw this trailer. I had a smile on my face. I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch that. I think I'll have a fun time judging from the trailer. So I think it's fair for me to knight it. So there you go, Gico EP, and there you go, all Scream fans. We're all sweating, thinking, oh, what's this dude going to say? Let's go at him in the comments. You're already typing your angry letters at me. Don't worry. It's an enjoyable trailer. And hopefully I have a fun time with the film itself. All right, Zach, take us into our third topic.
The third topic of the day. Marvel Studios didn't officially announce his I think it was Deadline that actually announced this, and then James Gunn was really good at saying if stuff is true or not. And he goes, yeah, this is true. He welcomed Will Poulter, who has now been cast as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Big news for this. Everyone's been wondering who's going to be Adam Warlock. You could have told me to guess.
Is there going to be an Adam Warlock?
Yeah, that too. You could have asked me, Zach, predict who you think would be this. I'm going to give you 100 chances. And I will tell you, in all those 100 chances, I would have not guessed Will Poulter. But once I heard the name, I said, I like it. I actually really like that casting. It's different. It's unique. And in Kevin Feige and James Gunn, I trust, because there's not a single bad casting in Marvel Studios yet. So I like this. There's nothing more to say to that. I just want to know what the story is of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. it sounds to be very packed, and that's why I was actually surprised to see Adam Warlock is in this. So it makes me think Elizabeth Debicki's probably going to be in this too, which was not a well-received part of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, was the Golden people. So again, curious, because you still have to, he's described it as a romance in a sense, but you know, we know this is the final one for many of the Guardians. You know, not saying they're going to die, but they're going to retire the characters or some way, shape, and form. We do know someone will die at this. So, because of James Gunn's words, we know they got to find Gamora. Where's Gamora? We know that Rocket is getting a big piece of this. And one of the earlier drafts, apparently it's a lot about him and his origin. And that's where I think we're getting, I think it's Lila, the otter.
Yeah, Lila.
I think we're finally getting her in here, which makes me really, really excited because I like that character in the comics. And hearing Bradley Cooper's Rocket be in love with some fucking otter, which, can you imagine if they get Lady Gaga for that role? Just saying. What if, like,
everybody wants that?
I want it. Bring it in.
Makes absolutely no difference to me, whoever voices her. I'm just gonna be honest right there. If it's Lady Gaga, cool, awesome. Cool. If it's anyone else, cool, awesome.
I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm into this casting. I really like it. I like that they're going with someone that you would not think Adam Warlock when you look at him, but in the context of the MCU, I think it makes total sense. Will Poulter is someone who looks younger than he is. You want a very young Adam Warlock, not only because, one, he was literally born or about to be born in the last movie, which at this point, yes, it was 6 years ago or whatever. But you know my point. It's not real time in the MCU. Don't worry. By the way, it's Lila. Yes, I was wrong. It is Lila. Number two, there's several different approaches with which you can do Adam Warlock. You can do Adam Warlock and Magus, which is his darker side, his other personality, which is evil, and makes him a big danger for the entire MCU. You can have him as a villain in that way. You can have him as a villain for this film and into the future. You can have him as the new leader of the Guardians going forward, because James Gunn is exiting. These Guardian stories are done. But
has he been a member of the Guardians before?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He has been the leader at points.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So you want someone new that you can have as your lead for a franchise in the future of the MCU. You can just call it the New Guardians. Or Guardians 3000, even though it's not set in the year 3000.
Or you can just call them Guardians of the Galaxy going forward.
Yes.
Because I'll tell you this. They'll probably still have like one member of the team a part of them.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe Mantis, because I don't know if you'll have Adam Warlock and Star-Lord.
Yeah, I think this is it. I think this is it for Pratt's Star-Lord.
Oh yeah,
being honest. I'm not saying he dies. If a character dies in here, it's Rocket. No. I think it's Rocket or Drax.
Yeah, it's Rocket, and I don't think it's the last we'll ever. I don't think it's an impossibility that Pratt would ever return. I just think he's going to settle down somewhere, and then if he does come back as a guest star, as a supporting character in like whenever they face Kang the Conqueror in the big Avengers 5 or 6 or whatever.
Like I'm sure they'll give him and Gamora a happy ending. You know, Nebula too.
Yes,
like something
exactly.
Like that.
They'll settle down. But yeah, Adam Warlock has been a member. He has been a leader of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Give me Quasar. Give me Moondragon. Give me Nova. I don't mind if you have Nova as a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'll take what I can get.
Do you think Nova's in this movie? Do you think?
No, not at all. But I also like that you brought up that it focuses a lot on Rocket, because I think Rocket and Adam can have a lot in common depending on how they tackle the story, because both of them have traumatic pasts where they were born as something to be used by someone else. They were born as pieces of weaponry, and they lost a lot of their humanity. They have a lot of torment inside them. So I think they can connect in that sense, and I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I like this casting a lot. I see Will Poulter a weird amount of times for someone who is famous. He's just
So you've
going in and out
congratulated him
of the
already,
subway.
right?
Not yet. I haven't seen him this week because this
Are
week.
you going to walk past him?
If I see him, yes, because it's like I don't pass by him every day, especially in this past year. But it's weird the amount of times
He's
I
a
have
big
seen Will
guy.
Poulter.
He's a big guy. I
He's
don't
not.
think. Oh, he's not?
not.
A lot of the
Last
videos
time
I see.
last time I saw him, he was not. Maybe in this past year.
No. But I mean height. I mean height wise. He's a tall guy, right?
Isn't
he
my
like
height.
6 foot? But that's
Yeah,
still
he's
pretty
my
big,
height.
right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
let's
mean,
see.
not for me because I'm that height, but yes.
Will Poulter is 6'2".
6'2". Okay, so he's a little taller than me, but not significantly. So I didn't notice. So like I was like, hey, let me
That's
check.
surprising to me though. I wouldn't have guessed that.
Yeah.
I thought he would be like 5'9",
Nope.
5'10".
Yeah, he's a little taller than that, and then he probably wears platform shoes too. So who knows? Anyway, Zach, I really like this casting. Like you, I'm all for it. I think it makes sense. This is an incredibly talented actor. So
yeah,
that's all that matters. They got someone talented for the role. I'm very much knighting this. How about you, Zach?
Same, and I hope a spider bites his balls in this one.
Why?
If you guys get that joke, you get that joke.
All right.
Do you get it?
All right.
Do you know what it is from?
Wait. Yes.
It's from one of his movies.
Is that from We're the Millers?
Yeah, when the tarantula bites his balls.
Okay. Yes. I completely forgot. I really like that movie. It's been a while.
Me too. I've only seen it once, and I really liked it. I'm surprised I never bought it. I'm really surprised I never bought that movie.
I do own it. I do own it on Blu-ray. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for this topic. I know you can't tell from the title, but there was an interview with Tom Holland this week. And by the way, Venom is out in the UK, so you're just warned that we're going to talk about spoilers. In case you have not seen Venom, I'm going to take Nova out of here when we start talking spoilers. We're not talking spoilers just yet, but I'm going to take him out when we start talking spoilers. And then I'll put him back in when we stop. So Tom Holland was interviewed this week, and he talked about how he put it this way. No Way Home is the end of the Homecoming trilogy. And there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of speculation, a lot of theories. And now that Venom Let There Be Carnage is out in the UK, we need to talk about really the one thing that everyone is talking about when it comes to Venom Let There Be Carnage. So Nova is coming out. This is your warning to mute the screen if you don't want to hear about spoilers, and then I'll put him back in when you can unmute the show and
I can take my shirt off when we're talking about spoilers and just...
No, it's okay. Just Nova will do. All right, Zach. So just a little house cleaning before we dive deep. About a little over a month ago at this point, I went to see the first screening of Venom.
Yeah, first public screening.
And Tom Hardy was there. He asked everyone in that IMAX screening to keep the secret, to keep it in there, not take it out. And immediately as the screening ended, boom, people started spreading the post-credit scene online. So I'm sure a lot of you have unfortunately been spoiled. Zach, you were spoiled, and I confirmed it to you since you knew already. I wanted you to have the most accurate version of the information.
Yeah, I was like,
possible.
just tell me it. I'm like, there's too much shit going around now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Venom is going to be in No Way Home. Venom and Brock? Yes, Venom and Brock. Venom and Eddie are on vacation by the end of Venom, and then they're talking in his living room, and suddenly the world around them glitches, and things slightly
I like the effect
change.
of it.
Yes,
of it.
Things slightly. Cool. It's a different time of day. There's a different sheet on the bed.
It's nicer.
Position different. It's a little bit nicer. There's a different carpet on the floor. The TV, which was playing something black and white, I believe, is now on a news channel. And the news channel is J. Jonah Jameson talking about Spider-Man. And Tom Holland is on screen. And Venom just says, that guy. And licks the screen very violently. And then there's a random dude on
so, I do want to say this real fast. I have asked someone, is this guy in No Way Home? He told me,
yes.
This is his exact words. I don't know. But
what do you mean?
Well, he goes, I don't know. All I know is he is not in the main film. But that Tom Hardy was on set one day. End credit scene. I think he's just the end credit scene. He's
I
not a part of the
highly-
Sinister Six.
I
I
highly
know
doubt
that for
it.
sure.
No, he's not a part of the Sinister Six,
Yeah.
that's for sure. His entire arc in this film is Venom wanting to be a hero, and by the end, Eddie agreeing, okay, let's be a hero. This is how we're going to get Venom with the Spider logo. I don't think Venom wants to eat Spider-Man. I think.
Do you think? So you think he joins the fight at the end?
I think he's going to start off as I want to eat this guy, but then he's going to see Peter Parker in action, and he's going to be inspired by him, and so he's going to become a fanboy, and that's how he's
I don't
going
like
to get
that. I fucking
Spider.
hate that. I literally.
Dude, I hate it too, but it makes total sense for who this character. It makes total sense.
That. Oh my god!
Makes total sense for who this character is in the films.
Can I also be honest? I
Yeah.
feel like, and I'm not saying this actually happened. I feel like they did this end credit scene without telling Kevin Feige. They're like, "Hey, we filmed this. We're gonna put it in the movie," and Kevin had no say. I'm not saying that happened.
No fucking way. No way. That's
So,
impossible.
the other
that's
thing-
illegal. That's unprofessional.
The other
will
thing-
get their asses sued.
I know. But the other thing I want to say is that I think going forward, and this is my hope, I think Morbius is in Raimi's world. And I think that's where that one takes place. And I think we're going to see Morbius move over to. But I also want to say, I think, and this is what I wish they would just fucking do. I wish Venom was from Garfield's world. And that, like, in the context of this, where he goes to this
Maybe
guy.
he is.
That's my thing. Maybe they have seen Spider-Man before. And it's just Garfield's Spider-Man, That's what I personally want.
Maybe Eddie has, but I don't think Venom has.
Yeah, maybe not Eddie. But you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a unique perspective. Because imagine, like, if Garfield does show up in No Way Home and they see each other and it's like, Eddie? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's been years, so I'm not saying, but, like, it's just a small thing.
I personally don't like it. I prefer if they just meet for the first time.
I don't like Venom being in this next movie. There's already too much.
Oh, I don't like it either. There was a moment when I saw this scene, there was a moment of euphoria. Like, holy shit, multiverse and blah, blah. And then I start to internalize everything that this means. Venom is now in the MCU for a visit. Because by the end of No Way Home, he's going back to his universe. Don't you worry about that.
Do you think Tom Holland's staying in the MCU? Because this is a conversation.
That's the topic.
I have his exact quote up, by the way. I brought his exact quote up.
Read us his entire quote, because I just read the thing about
Tom Holland's exact quote is, Tom Holland says, "We were treating Spider-Man No Way Home as the end of a franchise. Let's say if we are lucky enough to dive into these characters again, you'd be seeing a very different version. It would no longer be the Homecoming trilogy." Now, I do want to put out to say this. When Tom Holland was hired on, those Sony leaks started coming out a while beforehand, and this was Sony's plan, which I still think is their plan. A trilogy in high school, a trilogy in college, and a trilogy after college as an adult. I think that has always been their plan, and I think that is what they're going to do with here. No Way Home will end him in high school. I wouldn't even be surprised if we see him graduating high school, but in a more depressing manner, since some people think he killed Mysterio. But I think that's the thing, and I think this is going to be a big film. Will it be shoehorned with the multiverse thing? Time will tell when we finally see the movie. We don't know.
Maybe.
But it's exciting. Also, the photo they put up of him and Zendaya was fucking terrible. Just saying.
Why?
It's just
we know she's afraid of going of heights. She's afraid of going up there. I don't mind that photo at all.
But I think Tom Holland leaves the MCU? No. Is that more of me hoping? Absolutely. I think it would be the dumbest choice for Sony to ever do. I get it. People love Spider-Man, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I fucking hate that if they take him out. They're like, oh, there's no way home for him now. Nah, that's stupid.
With the visit of Venom, with how Venom sets itself up to join No Way Home, and with everything we know about the Sony and Disney deal, and with these words from Tom Holland, I think, unfortunately, and I hate it too, but I have to admit it, that's how it's coming across. I think this is goodbye from Spider-Man to the MCU. I don't know how they're going to do it, because obviously you can't.
He has one more in the MCU. He still has one more
You
in the
have
MCU, so
he has a supporting role. He doesn't
Yeah.
have a movie. He
movie.
has a supporting role. He can be on someone else's movie, which I'm guessing is Doctor Strange. But I think by the end of this movie, he's going to be thrown out into the Venom universe or any other universe. Now, I'm curious and not excited, not interested, but I'm curious as to how they're going to do it. Because obviously you can't just throw Spider-Man out. You'll have to throw MJ and Ned and Aunt May and every character that matters and that you still want to use in future Spider-Man movies, if you're going to have future Spider-Man movies, you have to throw all those characters with him. So yeah, I don't like it. Again, I have to go back to watching that post-credit scene where there was this moment of euphoria, which, by the way, we're finally going to see Venom in daylight, hopefully, and with even better effects than he has. I don't think the effects for Venom are bad, but they're not industry
still
standard.
don't think we're gonna see him in daylight. I'll tell you that. I've heard the final fights at night, the giant final blockbuster scene. And if Venom's in it,
but I think at some point Venom is going to be shown in daylight, and I think by the time that final fight comes in, he'll have the spider on his chest.
Why do you think they don't show him? Is it just CGI restraints, you think?
100%. I can go to my VFX artist housemate and ask him, like, it's much easier at night to do VFX, especially if the character is already black.
Okay. I was just curious.
Not skin color black, like pitch black. Like
but I'll say this, dude. Every person in that audience, I mean, when I went and saw it opening night, was freaking out about it. Like, freaking out, screaming.
That screening flipped out, dude.
As I walked it, because my friend was one of them. He hadn't seen it. And we walked out, and we started talking about it, and then he had the same sense of that euphoria going on, and he goes, what are they doing with this movie? That's exactly, he asked me, because we've talked about it, and I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. And then imagine if he really doesn't show up, though, because I'm telling you, I don't think he's in it. I think end credit scene. That's it. I think that's it. But you bring up the good point. How do they take Spider-Man out of the MCU? If they do take him out, this is how I think they're going to do it.
That's the question. I don't know.
I think they just take Tom Holland out. And in this other world, it's everyone's still the same. Aunt May, stuff like that. That's it. He knows him.
If anything, I think it'd be interesting if he's the only one thrown out, and then he has to be in this universe where his story with MJ has never happened. They're not dating. Where Ned is like they know each other, but he's not necessarily his best friend or anything like that. Yeah, it's a reset.
But I will say this: I fucking hate that too. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that.
Yes.
I hate the reset.
Yes.
It's cheap.
I hate anything. I hate anything that takes this Spider-Man out of the MCU. I hate anything that ends this beautiful deal that has allowed us because it's still a major thing. I think we forget because we've gotten so used to it. And I think we forget how major it is that we have a movie franchise and a major character in terms of IP that is being made, exists thanks to the union of two major studios. We've gotten so used to it, I think we forget how major, how important, how unique that is. So yeah, it's something that I'm very afraid of. It's something that I'm terribly afraid of. Another thing that I can see happen, Zach, is Jesus. So we talked about this for a while since we were talking about the two other Spider-Man coming in. Like one of them dies, maybe it's Tobey, maybe it's Andrew. But we'll talk about the theory of one of them at least dying. And what if Tom Holland gets thrown into that world from now on? And they continue the franchise of either the Amazing Spider-Man or the Raimi Spider-Man, but now it's Tom Holland who's the Spider-Man from those worlds. And who knows what those worlds look like.
This is what they should do. Listen to me. This is what they should do. Sony, I know you watch our show.
Keep him in the MCU.
Yep, absolutely. So this is what I'm going to say. Kevin Feige, we know you watch our show. Disney, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, we all know you watch our shows. This is what you should do. Don't even have to pay me. Just do it so I can enjoy my fucking movies. Keep Tom Holland in the MCU, right? It's not a hard concept. It's not a hard concept at all. Do the trilogies. College. Have them interact here and there.
They're both.
If you want him to go in between,
all making money. You're all making money.
Yeah.
There's not a loss to be found in this deal. There's not a loss.
If you want to bring him, I don't know, fucking Venom's world, introduce Spider-Man 2099. Cool. Bring Oscar Isaac for fucking. I'm just saying. But Sony, you want your own Spider-Man, right? You want your own Spider-Man in your Sony cum universe or whatever the fuck you call it. Here's what you should do.
Spunk.
You have how many different Spider-Men to just introduce? You have a fuck ton of them. How many have you had before? Bring our Andrew Garfield back. Have him be in the main one in your world. Toby's not coming back, but say Miles is in that world. Bring Miles. Make Miles. Yes, I would love Miles to be in the MCU. Absolutely, 100%. But I would rather...
He can visit.
He can visit. But I would rather just... You've already set Tom Holland in this world. Do not shoehorn him out. If you want Spider-Man, bring Garfield, introduce a new one, stuff like that. You have Spider-Woman you're doing with fucking Olivia Wilde. Have her be the main Spider-Man for this world. I mean, seriously. Do Gwen. Do Gwen. Do fucking Gwen. You know what I mean? So, I mean, God,
He's gonna leave, sadly.
And I'm telling you right now, as amazing as blockbusterous as No Way Home is probably going to be and how exciting it will, if that happens at the very end of the movie, I will walk out disappointed.
Yeah. It's gonna happen though, sadly. I'm what am I? I'm an uncomfortable 65% sure.
So when's the next team up one though? If he's leaving, you think Doctor Strange?
It's Doctor Strange too. Doctor Strange too, because when that kerfuffle happened, where the deal is off, blah blah, and then they came back with an extension for the existing deal. I think this movie and Doctor Strange are that extension.
The only thing
Doctor Strange, I've been hearing this theory, and I think now with this hypothesis of Spider-Man leaving and permanently staying out of the MCU, I think it's very possible that Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness is very much about Doctor Strange closing the multiverse, because it's chaos, it's madness if they stay open and people can just cross over whenever they like. So yeah, sad times ahead of us. Maybe Spider-Man No Way Home is an amazing movie with itself, no matter what. If this is to happen, it's going to be a very, very, very bittersweet ending.
I'll give it that. If the movie succeeds in what it's doing in a very great manner, cool. You know what I mean? Like, again, in context, I don't like it hearing it. But if you
we're gonna cry, Zach. We're gonna cry in that movie, and it's actually not necessarily gonna have anything to do with the movie itself. It's just the real life fact of Spider-Man is not going to be in the MCU anymore, and we're gonna be crying because of that. Is the movie that good? No, it's not the movie. It's Sony that's mean.
I'm at a 20% that I don't think he leaves, but that's just me being optimistic.
I hope you're right. I hope I eat my words, man. But yeah, let's put Nova back in place, and let's be careful with what we say, Zach. All right, spoilers for the Venom post-credit scene.
I do want to. Can I say something? Be careful out there.
Do I need to take Nova out?
No. I'm just gonna say, be careful out there, because the entire plot of Doctor Strange 2 did get leaked. It's out there.
Yeah. I've blocked, mute the words on Twitter. I've been safe because I've muted Doctor Strange 2, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, and then the hashtag version of all those things.
This is why when people ask me, why are you so excited for the Eternals? I know nothing about it. There's no leaks on that movie. I have no fucking idea what the movie is. You know what I mean? Like, I know who the characters are.
They shot it on location.
Yeah, but that's my thing. I know nothing about that film. Well, like Spider-Man, I know a lot. I know
too much.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I don't know.
All right, everyone. Let's move on. Oh, hang on. Zach, if this... Again, let's be careful with how we put our words. If this Tom Holland quote implies what we believe it implies, neither of us want it, but both of us see that it might imply that. I have no choice but to send this to the dungeon, because I don't like that. I don't like that's the direction they're taking it. Look, I am very glad they're finding a way to insert into a storyline a reason for him to not be around anymore. But it still sucks that he won't be around anymore. And that the lines between reality and film are becoming very blurred.
Would you rather him leave, or now the Sony universe is combined with the MCU and Kevin Feige takes control? Somewhat takes control.
And Kevin Feige
somewhat.
You know what? Between one and the other, I don't have much hope.
I don't have much hope for Morbius. I'll be honest. I don't have much hope.
Me neither.
Which
I think I
love John Campea, man. I loved it, but how the fuck did he think that trailer was good? For Morbius.
Ugh. Well, it's subjective. That's the beauty of it. I'm sure there are a lot of people watching us that like the trailer for Morbius, and I'm very jealous. I wish I could like that trailer.
I remember I sat there watching it. I'm like, okay. Oh shit, Vulture's in it. That was my reaction.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
It reminds me of the Venom movie, Zach, of Venom Let There Be Carnage, where anything everyone is talking about is the post-credit scene, and I bet that's the post-credit scene of Morbius.
Dude, 100%. Like, the biggest thing I've heard people talk about, I don't want to get into spoilers, so we'll go forward.
Yeah, don't get into spoilers. All right. Let's get into your live questions. By the way, the chat is behaving badly again. So the earliest thing I can see is this from GeekOEP. I was about to say, if you put screen below Dark Phoenix, don't worry, I didn't. If you have a question that you put into the live chat before that and you really want us to get to it, feel free to chime it in again into the live chat. And of course, there are more ways of asking questions where you can actually support the channel and not just ask your great questions. There's a tip link in the description. If you want to support the channel, make sure you go through that, or just use the super chat feature, and we'll not only answer your question, but we'll answer your question.
Breaking news, Ren, for box office. What? Halloween Kills, $50.1 million.
Wow, it did very well, especially for something that's on Peacock.
Can you imagine if that didn't go on Peacock? Probably another 60, I would assume.
And by the way, if it's on Peacock, you know it's online on the pirate sites.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. All right, GeekOEP with his weekly ranking. Number 6, New York Minute, the Olsen Twins movie. So that's why I never heard of it, because it's an Olsen Twins movie. Number 5, Black Widow rewatch. Number 4, Halloween 2018. Number 3, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 2, Halloween 1978, and number 1, Midnight Mass. Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'll change Black Widow and Halloween 2018, and outside of that, that's my ranking. I agree with that. How about you, Zach?
Same as you.
All right. Luis Feliciano. Hey, Ren and Zach. I watched No Time to Die last week. Absolutely loved it. It's definitely my favorite movie of the year. That's awesome, dude. Do you guys think Lea Seydoux Madeline Swan is now one of the best Bond girls ever? One of? Yes, I definitely put her in a top 10. She's still no Vesper Lind. I think Vesper Lind is absolutely unbeatable, at least right now. But I think I put Madeline Swan, because she's a very different type of Bond girl. I'd say as a Bond girl, I'd say Ana de Armas is more of the mold of a Bond girl. But I guess by default, by definition, Madeline Swan fits that category. So I think I'd put her in the top 10. Zach, how about you?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'd take that.
Questions. All right. Joe Fletcher. Would you guys rather see Matt Reeves, the Batman that we are getting, or Ben Affleck written, directed, and starring the Batman movie? As much as I'm excited for the Batman, I would choose Affleck. I would choose Affleck if I knew specifically what kind of Batman movie we were getting. I know we were going to get a veteran, rugged Batman.
It was an Arkham film.
But I need more specifics. There's somewhere in the multiverse we are getting that movie, another version of ourselves. Maybe we've already seen that movie at this point. But the only thing I'm seeing from
Oh,
with
go
everything
on,
I'm
sorry.
seeing from Matt Reeves, with everything I'm seeing from his movie. Not that I'm going to watch the trailer that's coming out later today. I've already seen enough. I don't need to see any more. I'm going to watch the Black Adam trailer, that's for sure. But yeah, everything I'm seeing from the Batman, I'm way too excited about it to throw it away, even if hypothetically. Zach?
Hypothetically, I mean, right now Ben Affleck's my favorite Batman ever played on screen. But Robert Pattinson, I mean, will probably end up taking that mantle. Everything that I've seen from Matt Reeves as Batman, it just is everything I wanted it to be more. It looks like it's honing into the comics, some of my favorite comic pieces, but it also looks like it's heavily inspired from the Batman animated series, which is like my favorite thing of Batman ever. Yes, I would love to see Ben Affleck's. I know the story was Deathstroke as the main villain, Arkham Asylum, stuff like that. Awesome idea. Seriously, great. I'll just say this though. I would rather just see Ben Affleck direct another Argo or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like don't get me wrong. I
agree.
would have loved to have seen him do Batman, but I'm kind of over. And don't get me wrong. Like, I want to see like some of the Snyderverse stuff continue, but I'm just over it. Like, just continue it. I got my Zack Snyder Justice League. It was awesome. It's one of my favorite films of 2021. It's just they all want to move on now, you know.
Yeah.
And I think
I agree.
I know yesterday came out and we didn't really talk about it. That Batgirl, they did say that Batman's in the movie. We just don't know what version of Batman is.
He's going to make an appearance.
You think it's Ben Affleck's? I know like Michael Keaton, or I know they asked Michael Keaton.
I'm sure they're going for Michael Keaton. It doesn't make sense. It should be Ben Affleck, but yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen.
So, do you think we get a Flash trailer, by the way, today?
Ooh. Not trailer, but I could see a sizzle like we got for the Suicide Squad last year.
They're done filming.
Oh, I know, but it's much more VFX heavy than the Suicide Squad.
I don't know, because like I remember when they showed Shazam 2 or Shazam, its first trailer debuted at Comic-Con with like barely halfway through filming. So I was like, maybe you do. I do think I don't know, because Aquaman 2 will probably just get behind the scenes footage. I think that's all we're getting. Black Adam, we're getting a trailer. The Batman, we know we're getting a trailer. Well,
unless
Peacemaker,
something specific that they shot for DC fandom.
Yeah, maybe. I'm curious to see what we actually get and what's surprising, because there's no schedule. No schedule.
I think we're gonna have some good surprises. What's
something you want to see? What's something you want to see? Like big surprise. Like if there was one thing. And comments at like live chat. If you have one thing you want to see, like that you think could never happen, what would it be?
Honestly, Zach, I want them to show us the Reverse Flash, just to confirm that what you and I have been reading is true. I just want to.
Yeah.
I just want to either be fully mad and annoyed at WB or be fully relieved and think, "Oh my God, I'm so happy that was all bullshit." So yeah, that's all I want. It's not even a trailer. Yeah. I want them to go and play the Reverse Flash. This person that we're gonna let you guys wait for it. If it turns out to be true, we're gonna let you guys wait for it and be pissed like we are.
Yeah. So here's my thing.
Unless you already know.
This is what I want to see, man. At the Black Adam panel, Dwayne Johnson's sitting there. He's talking. He's hyping everyone up. He's like, the world. What does he always say? The universe of DC, the hierarchy is changing. And I want, boom, right behind him, Henry Cavill to walk out as fucking Superman, and just, that's it. We know he's in the movie. That's it. That's all I need to know. He doesn't even have to fucking say a single word. I just need him to. Yeah. I just want Henry Cavill back as Superman. That's all I want. Yeah. That's
you all know what? I want. Forget what I said. I want him to announce Man of Steel 2 is coming officially, and it's going to be directed by. I don't know. Pick anyone at this point to make that.
Chris McQuarrie.
All right.
I don't know.
Christopher McQuarrie. That's a great one. All right. WDC Scott. Weekly ranking. Number 1, Black Widow. Number 2, Halloween 2018. Number 3, Superman the movie. Number 4, Ghost in the Shell. Number 5, Annihilation. Ooh.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Annihilation is easily number 1.
I'm going to have a very different list because, yes, I'm going to have Annihilation number 1, Ghost in the Shell at number 2. I love Ghost in the Shell. I don't care what anybody says.
Same.
Black Widow at number 3, Halloween at number 4, and Superman the movie at number 5. I don't care about that movie. I don't care about the 2018 Halloween either, but I get more out of that one. All right, thanks for sharing them, Mason. Nate Ackenbauer, number 1, Child's Play. Number 2, We're the Millers. We were just talking about that. Number 3, Child's Play 3. Number 4, Halloween 2018. Not as high on that movie as most people are. Neither am I, dude. So I think Child's Play absolutely sucked. So I've never seen any of the other ones. So I'd put We're the Millers at number 1, Halloween 2018 at number 2, and then Child's Play at number 3. Because I haven't seen the third Child's Play or any other Child's Play. How about you, Zach?
Same as you. I've only seen the first Child's Play and then the remake. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, I did see the remake. If you're talking about the remake, it's on par with the 2018 Halloween, so I'll go either way on it. Nate Ankenbauer, who are some actors you would like to see play a Bond villain? That's a good question. I'd like to see Jason Isaacs, Daniel Kaluuya, or Casey Affleck. If any of those guys were cast as a Bond villain, I'd be happy with it. I personally do prefer when a Bond villain is exotic. He's got an accent. I'd love to see Jason Isaacs as M. Whenever they restart Bond again,
that'd be cool.
Be great M.
I'd dig that.
I would like a Pedro Pascal as a Bond villain. I think he'd be a great Bond villain. I'd also like to see. I think we need a French Bond villain. I don't know if we ever had a French Bond villain, at least in terms of character. I'm sure if Griffin was here, he could help us out on that. Vincent Cassel as a Bond villain would be amazing.
Well, I don't know if you saw, Danny Boyle wanted to get the guy from Cold War, the main guy from Cold War, to be the villain.
Haven't seen it.
Okay.
I also would like to see a female Bond villain. I know we've had henchwomen. I know we've had villainesses, but never like the main villain of the film. I like to see a lady.
That'd be cool.
You know what? And I'm kind of going against my exotic kind of casting for Bond villains. I just saw her in Paul Verhoeven's Benedetta. Charlotte Rampling, who you just saw in Dune as well.
Yeah.
She'd be great.
I didn't even notice that was her in Dune until the end credit. I didn't even know that was her. For me, Bond villain though, man, I want Hugh Jackman. Because he was originally supposed to play. He was up against Daniel Craig back in the day to play Bond.
I think he was against Pierce Brosnan, not Daniel Craig.
When I was reading,
maybe he was. Maybe
both times. Maybe both times they went for it.
Yeah, because I remember the finalists for the Daniel Craig Bond were Daniel Craig and Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill was too young because he was only 22 at the time. Imagine we'd still have the same Bond at this point.
Oh yeah.
If he had started at 22, that'd be interesting. All right. Luciano, do you guys think Final Ascent by Hans Zimmer is the best score of the year? Well, that's not the best score. That's a track within a score. And though Hans Zimmer's No Time to Die is one of my favorite scores of the year, I would say yes, it's one of the best of the year. Wait till you hear his score for Dune.
His one for Doom. I think his one for Doom is probably arguably his best score. Maybe his like top 3 at least. You know, No Time to Die is fantastic too, though.
No Time to Die is really great. Lady Aaron, Zach, what are your thoughts on the final DLC character reveal for Smash Ultimate? I thought it was very wholesome and one of the best character reveal trailers I've ever seen for Smash Part 2 of 2. And Zach, we completely called Sora for Kingdom Hearts being the final DLC fighter. The rumors are indeed true after all.
Yeah, I gotta say with this, I really wish it didn't leak that it was him, or like that it was heavily rumored the day before, because the announcement would have been so. Like I did a video like weeks before talking about who I wanted, and Sora was my number 10. I said Sora will never happen. Disney will never let it happen. They've tried before, it just won't happen. And then the day before this happened, I got word that Sora was going to be the final character.
Okay.
And I still deep down was like, bullshit. Bullshit. I've heard these rumors every fucking time they do these, and it's never true. But then my friend who was telling me this, he goes, this is true. He goes, I swear to you, it is like he kept telling me, it's true. I swear to you, like I would not be lying to you. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be Sora. And I'm like, whatever, I don't believe you. Morning of, I do my reaction, and right after I'm done filming and editing, I check my phone. He goes, I told you. That's all his text said was, I told you so. It's like, fuck. But it was a great reveal. And I love that the guy said that he knows this was the most requested character when we asked, who do you guys want? This was the most requested character everyone wanted. It wouldn't have been my most requested. I still wanted Crash Bandicoot because I just feel like he deserves to be a part of this group. But that's what the future of Smash is.
Time in the sun.
Yeah, so Sora being in, cool. But now I just look forward to the future. What do they do with the Smash Brothers franchise next? This is it. Do you make another game? Do you reboot the franchise? Because this is the biggest lineup of all of them. So there's lots of questions I have for it. I love fighting games because I love when they add characters. It's kind of my thing with Injustice. I love Injustice 2. It's my favorite fighting game of all time. When the fuck are we getting 3? That's my question. When the fuck are we getting 3? When are we getting another Marvel fighting game? When are we getting another Mortal Kombat fighting game? I know we've had one. They've been supporting it for a while. There's so many. I love fighting games when they're done right. And NetherRealm and then the developers behind Super Smash Brothers, they know what they're doing. So yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Awesome question.
Gico EP, I'm hyped for Scream 5. The first Scream is not only the film that got me into not just the horror genre, but movies in general. That movie means so much to me, and it is one of my all-time favorites. And that's a beautiful story, man. I love when movies do that to you, and I love learning these stories, like which movies got you into movies. And I know our friend Leo from Geekly Goods feels the same way. I know Manda feels the same way. I don't know if it is the one that got Tessa into films in the first place. I don't think so. I interviewed her about it, so I should remember this answer. But I know she loves this franchise.
She was in a horror. I remember horror was a big part of hers when you interviewed her.
Yes, it was. But I don't remember if it was Scream specifically. But yeah, I love seeing these stories, so thank you for sharing, Gico EP. All right, Joe Fletcher. This is an interesting question, and I'm going to have an interesting answer. Will you guys be watching the second Spider-Man No Way Home trailer? Because they could show Andrew Garfield and Maguire in the trailer, and I want to see that in theaters, not in the trailer. Number one, I agree with you. I want to see them in the movie itself, not the trailer. Number two, they don't need to show them in the trailer. Everyone is going to watch the Spider-Man movie because it's a Spider-Man movie. If you have 2 other Spider-Man, it's just going to be the cherries on top. But you don't need to show them in the trailer to sell tickets, and they know that. So I hope they do not show them. I hope, if anything, it's just an off-screen Tobey Maguire saying, hey, kid, or pizza time. I hope they don't show them. If they end up showing them, look, am I going out of my own initiative going to watch that trailer? No, I'm not. But I have friends like Zach who don't even hesitate and are going to do trailer reactions. So whenever that trailer comes, they're going to be like, Zach, do I need to watch this trailer? Does it show too much? Am I going to be unable to avoid spoilers like I did for Shang-Chi, the second trailer?
Because I'm going to tell you right now. Okay.
Zach is going to inform me. Yeah. Zach is going to inform me on all of that.
Let me tell you right now. From what I understand, they are in the trailer. They are in the second trailer. They are in the very last scene. Very last cut of it. Like literally the last scene. I hate it. I don't like it. I think it's stupid. I don't do it. Yes, will you get it? Everyone? Oh my God, they're fucking in it. Because I'm still 99.5% sure that they're going to be in it. But there's that 0.5% that I'm holding because if I'm fucking wrong, I don't want to be like, but from my understanding and who I've talked to, they are in that second trailer. I think it's stupid. I understand why they're doing it. And everyone keeps asking, why is there no official poster? Well, people keep asking, why is there no official poster? This is why. Because they're on the poster. And also, that is fucking stupid. That's what made Endgame so exciting. Could you imagine if they would have shown Mjolnir, Captain America picking up Mjolnir in the fucking trailer?
Could you imagine if they show the portals?
Oh my God, everyone would have flipped the fuck out. You know what I mean? People would have flipped out.
But then it would lose its effect in the movie.
It would have. And that's the thing. I remember, I think 2 weeks after Endgame had come out, then they started showing that stuff in the trailer. You know what I mean? Then they started
Yeah.
showing that stuff in the trailer. That's when you
But
start
that
getting
makes but that also makes
Yeah.
sense because look at the money Endgame made. With
Yeah.
the money that it made, you're like, okay, everyone's seen the or
And
everyone
it's more of
who
a,
cares about
hey,
spoilers has seen the movie.
come watch us again.
Yeah.
That's exactly what those trailers were for.
And it's also to convince, hey, the one person in every 20 people that has stayed away from the film, look what we got in this. And they show quick glimpses, which to me would be too much, but I also am not the kind of person that stays 2 weeks out of watching Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I do want to say though,
in essence, I'm going to watch the second Homecoming trailer, No Way Home trailer, if Zach tells me, yeah, you gotta watch it, because might as well see the trailer for the cool stuff than seeing people post it on Twitter.
I mean, it's gonna be posted everywhere. I mean, it's just
no, I know, but I could block the words, mute the words, like I did for Shang-Chi, and I didn't get spoiled for that one. But whatever's going to happen in the second No Way Home trailer is going to be much bigger than the Abomination in Shang-Chi.
Oh yeah.
Too.
I do want to say, Ren, I'm only probably gonna take a couple more maybe like 3 or 4 more questions, and then I'm gonna go get ready for DC fandom.
All right. Eric Thorpe, no spoilers, but does anyone else think that one extended shot in No Time to Die that I swear went on for 5 minutes, went on for over 5 minutes, was one of the coolest shots in movies ever? If you're talking about the oner up the stairs, it's one of the best shot action sequences in recent memory.
They did it in 2 takes. 2 fucking takes.
They did it in 2 takes. It's clearly not a pure wonder, but that's kind of what makes it even more impressiing.
Is that they edited it to be one? You know what I mean? Like, because usually you can tell a cut in those. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I can tell you if you watch No Time to Die, I can tell you where they cut.
Yeah,
it's the same with Daredevil, the fight down the stairs in the 2nd season, the fight in the prison in the 3rd season.
I have a question. What is it? Birdman? Is that what it is with Michael
Birdman?
Keaton?
Yeah.
Can you tell where they cut in there? Because I thought it was pretty seamless.
It's been a while, but yes, it is. You can only tell if you're
looking,
if you're behind the movie making process, because you can call it. Like, if I were to cut as a director there, and then with the help of magic and VFX, that's where I would have cut, and you can tell. Not that you can actually see the cut, but you by the process of filmmaking, you can call where things were cut for sure. All right, but visually it is seamless. In No Time to Die, it's seamless. In Daredevil, it's seamless. Lady Aaron, Ryan Zach, did you know that I'm currently watching this Geeks at the Roundtable episode on my cell phone and on my TV at the same time? That's how much I love this podcast. Thank you so much, Aaron. That's one more view. I hope you're not annoying your family with our voices, because we are.
Would you like me to scream the F word?
Oh, Jesus. All right, but thank you very much. Thank you very much, Aaron. Eric Thorpe reviews. Who would you guys cast Daniel Craig as in the MCU? I think we've gotten this question before.
I have one. I actually have one for this.
I think the one that comes to mind, because I think, this would fit him very well. And he's still not my number one choice, but I think if he was to join the MCU, this would be a cool choice for him. Because, look, he looks fantastic, but Daniel Craig is starting to be of age. And I think it wouldn't be too demanding on him physically because he's covered up, and he could easily have a stunt double do the action scenes for him. Dr. Doom.
Yeah,
Dr. Doom.
Ren, that's my exact one. That was the exact one I was going to tell you. Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Now, wait. Let's have fun with this. DC.
Okay.
Who would you want to see him as?
DC. Oh, DC. Someone that hasn't been cast yet. Let's. Ooh.
I have one. I have one.
I don't know. I don't think he's perfect. Like right now, I'm having this one idea that I'll say in a sec, and I don't know if he's like, oh yes, that's fucking. I don't know if he's the one, but I think it'd be an interesting Brainiac.
Oh,
I mean, it's too late for this, Zach. And again, he's not my first choice, but he'd be a really cool Reverse Flash.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
I was gonna say Mr. Freeze. I want Mr.
Freeze to be cool. Again, I'd be very happy if they announced him again. Not my first choice. I still want Michael Fassbender, but
I still want Jason Isaacs. Jason Isaacs is still like my main.
Oh.
Or Giancarlo Esposito. Man, he is so goddamn good. Like I bought Far Cry 6. Haven't played it. Haven't touched it at all. But every trailer I see for him on YouTube with that, I'm like, this guy just bleeds cares like charisma, you know?
Mhm.
So good.
Yeah.
Someone said,
Alrighty.
G. Colby Porter said, I thought you were going to say Magneto.
Magneto would be cool. I'd be very happy with Magneto. No worries there. I'm perfectly happy with that. Alrighty. Yoshi King thinks Joe Fletcher will die in Volume 3. Joe Fletcher, congratulations, first of all, for being cast in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You didn't tell us, dude. We got to interview you on the show sometime. But Yoshi King says, do you think Joe Fletcher, our good friend of the show, Joe Fletcher, dies in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Zach?
Yeah, I think Adam Warlock steps on him at one point in time.
Joe Fletcher, you're going to be stepped on by Adam Warlock. Zach called it. Zach's manifested it.
Yeah, it's because a spider bites his balls and he starts jumping up and down and he accidentally steps on you.
We're just messing with you, Yoshi King. Thank you for the comment. That was in response to Joe Fletcher's comment, but that was cool. This is an interesting question. He's a CGI character, talking about Rocket Raccoon. Do we really need to kill him? I doubt it's the same kind of commitment for Bradley Cooper to keep playing him as it would have been for RDJ to be Iron Man, etc. But you're putting the actor first. The thing about character deaths and character arcs is putting the character first.
Yep.
I wouldn't maintain Rocket around forever just because, it's just Bradley Cooper's voice. We can have him for however long we want. I think that's the wrong way to. I know maybe you're asking this in jest and you understand this, so I'm not complaining to you, Eric. It's just a conversation. But I think you don't. I don't think you consider ever. For how long an actor can play a role. You think about the character and the story first, and that's it. Whoever you cast in a role is just there to do their job because they're great actors, but the characters and the story always come first.
Yeah, like, I know a lot of people keep saying, like, Drax is going to die because of Dave Bautista's. I don't think Drax dies. I'll be honest with all of you. I do not think Drax dies in this film.
I think he goes away because Bautista...
I think he goes away.
The guy looks great. The guy looks amazing. I hope I can one day look half as good as he does. But he is 50 years old.
I think he just gets a happy ending. I think he just gets a happy ending. Rocket is the one that I think his character arc has brought him to this point. Looking at Endgame, looking at Infinity War, Rocket's one of my favorite characters in the entire MCU. So I don't want him to die. I get your point, but I don't. With what Ren said, it doesn't matter. CGI,
and also Zach. Also, we can keep 2 Guardians moving forward for whatever the new team is going to be like. That is Mantis and Groot. By this point, you already have enough recordings of Vin Diesel saying "I am Groot" with enough different inflections and all the emotional range you need.
But I think what we do need to know,
Vin Diesel now.
This is James Gunn's final Guardians film.
Yes, exactly.
Do you think it's his final MCU movie? I think so.
I would say yes, but I wouldn't say it's absolutely impossible that he ever comes back. I wouldn't say that. So, but for right now, yes. I think him and Marvel completely believe that this will be his last MCU movie. And he's got stuff going on in DC, so James Gunn will be able to honest with you, rent.
I do think... I think, when Marvel extended back to him, hey, we'd like for you to come back and do Guardians 3. I think he did it not for himself, but I also think he did it for the fans, to be honest with you.
I think he did it for himself. 15% for the fans, 1% for 75% for himself, because James Gunn's got to eat. James Gunn's got to pay rent.
I mean, he could have just stayed at DC all the time.
Yeah, but he does love the Guardians, so it's also for himself. And I'm not criticizing that. I would do it for myself too. All right, Ren and Zach, I have a source who I don't want to say who has worked on Doctor Strange 2, and apparently there are 4 characters coming in there ain't from the MCU. All right, cool beans. I don't have anything to comment on that.
I know what the characters are.
I probably know too.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not gonna get into it.
And
though.
Joe Fletcher, he also thinks he will die in Guardians of the Galaxy.
I heard what happens to Yoshi King in this.
Yeah,
I heard Adam
Joe
Warlock
Fletcher, give us the scoop.
Yeah,
give us the scoop, Joe Fletcher, because clearly you've been cast. You've been cast in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Tony Movie Chappie, Ren, have you ever met Will Poulter? Well, properly met, like, hi, Sir Will Poulter, my name is Ren Vieira, blah, blah. No, I have never met him, introduced to him, I don't have a picture with him. I just literally pass by him all the time, either on another side of the street or I'm entering the subway and he's exiting by that same door. Just kind of common for me to see him. I've also seen quite a lot of the guy who plays Newt Scamander's brother in Fantastic Beasts. So yeah. All right. I
think I'm going to take 2 more questions for me. So let's do the best one
possible. I just want to find questions. Questions. By the way, guys, if you ever send a question and forget to put the interrogation mark at the end, that's the best way for me to see clearly that there is a question. Just helps me find them quicker. So yeah.
Hey, you had a super chat, by the way. I don't know if you saw.
I had. Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
He wants to see your full design T-shirt.
Oh, my full design T-shirt.
FP's been seen.
Yeah. A piece has been sent in. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. I apologize for not going into it immediately. With full, you want to see it with full screen. I'll go in mine first. It's a simple Yoda T-shirt, a Yoda sweatshirt that is very comfy and very warm, and one of my favorite things that I own. But it's very simple. This is all there is to it. And now let us show you Zach's, which he has a really cool shirt today, which is Goku himself. I'm going to take this out for a sec.
This is Naruto.
Yeah.
This is Naruto.
Yeah, it's Naruto.
Dude, I wore a Dragon Ball Z shirt in public a couple days ago, and this lady's like, "Oh, Naruto." And I'm like,
and he said, "Yes, it's Naruto from One Piece."
Even though underneath it says Dragon Ball Z.
Oh man. I had Tony Movie Chappie's question, and I think I lost it. Okay, here it is. Do you guys remember when Kevin Feige and Amy Pascal, not Pascal, Pascal, she said Venom and Spider-Man will eventually cross over, and the look on Kevin's face was like, what? And now I'm thinking that look was like, wait, you're telling them this? What the fuck, Amy? Not that he was surprised that she was putting this idea out there, just that she was talking to people about it. But yeah, Zach, what do you think?
No, I really do think he was like, what the fuck?
Okay, you think... Okay.
Just because they did film a Tom Holland scene for the first Venom, and Kevin told him no. I think Robert Meyer Burnett and John Schnepp talked about it on Collider Heroes way back in the day.
Oh man, John Schnepp. We miss you, big man. All right, Zach, do you have to go?
I'm gonna take one more. I want one more.
Okay.
Just because I have to get ready and set up my whole set and stuff.
All right. I'm not going to actively react to shit. So I'll be with you guys for a little bit longer. This one is just for me, so I'm going to skip and I'll be back to it. Zach and Ren, I don't know if Sony are interested in making a deal with Marvel again, but you never know. No, but they should, because they're both making a lot of money. And yes, Spider-Man will always make a lot of money because it's Spider-Man.
But it's making more in the MCU.
They're making even more in the MCU. And if they did what Zach suggested of bringing other characters from their universe into the MCU, all of those fucking characters would make more money. So not that I want that to happen.
I'll tell you right now, if the next Venom were to take place in the MCU, easily more money. Yeah.
And it's not like Venom is a flop without the MCU.
Now, can I tell you one thing?
Even more.
I want to ask you, after seeing Venom, we're not going to get into spoilers, stuff like that.
No.
Is the Vulture scene in Morbius' trailer? Is that the end credit scene?
Yes, 100%.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I walked out. I'm like, God damn it! They showed the
1,000%. 1,000%. I thought that before seeing Venom.
Yeah.
And after seeing Venom, I wouldn't say I'm more convinced, but I'm as equally convinced as I was before.
Mm-hmm. So.
All right, brother. You have to go?
All right.
You want to go?
Yeah. I don't want to go, but I gotta do what's mentally good for
go.
me to start getting ready.
Yeah.
I want to take one more. I know I keep saying that, but let's see. I saw one from Lady Aaron. Oh, this one. I like hers. What are some movies that should have won Best Picture at the Oscars?
Okay, I was just looking at that one. What are some movies that should have won Best Picture at the Oscars? For me, La La Land, Black Klansman, and Marriage Story should have won. I haven't seen Parasite yet. I have Parasite on Criterion DVD, and I can't wait to see it. So Parasite does deserve to win Best Picture on what I've heard. Yes, Parasite does deserve it.
Yeah.
But again, deserving Best Picture doesn't mean other films aren't deserving it. Supposedly, whatever films are nominated, they deserve that.
Yeah, they got voted in. I mean, that's what's going to be cool this year. This is the first year that's going to have 10. No matter what, we'll get 10 nominations.
Yeah. Which, by the way, let me say this. This has been a great fucking year for movies. After last year, good. Which we did get great movies last year.
Towards the back half of the year, especially.
Yeah, but it was the year that even for us as people, like life in general, last year was rough. This year for movies has been really, really solid. I'm not saying we didn't get shit movies. I'm not saying we didn't get disappointing movies, but I think it has been a really, really good year for movies. It's not a 2019. It's not a 2017. I think it has been a great year, and we're starting off the decade. So 2021 is going to be the standard for this decade going forward for me. But what movies should have won Best Picture at the Oscars? La La Land is definitely one of them. Avengers Endgame is definitely one of them.
It should have been nominated. Soul, I still contend.
It should have been nominated.
Endgame should have been just because of what it did for the film industry. The fact that
I don't agree with all that. But that I don't agree with. I agree that it did a lot for the film industry.
No, I know.
But I
not just for that reason, but
or been nominated for any of those. Like just as a movie, I think it should have been nominated.
Now I'm still saying right now, I think if the Eternals is great, it should be nominated. My only worry with it is that they're gonna be like, well, we can only have like one giant sci-fi fantasy film, so we're gonna pick Dune.
No, you can't. If they're great, you can have all of them.
Yeah. I saw a discussion that someone said Skyfall would have been nominated if it had 10 nominations that year.
I would like to see. I would like to have seen that. I mean,
First Man, They said the First Man, First Man.
Yeah, First Man should have totally been nominated. It wasn't even nominated. Not to mention win.
There's a lot every year that just
there's a lot every year.
I'll tell you right now, 9 Days is gonna get fucking stomped over. Masked is not gonna get nominated.
It's not gonna win. Mask
is not gonna get nominated. Fucking what's the other? There's another one that came out this year.
I can see Mask at least being nominated for other things.
Dude, if it does, I hope that I mean seriously, like I think Soul should have been nominated for Best Picture last year.
It should have won Best Picture.
Yeah. Do you think Coda gets nominated this year? I don't. I think it gets snubbed. I think it gets Best Supporting Actor for the dad, and that's it. Maybe a couple others, but that's really it.
Yeah, I think it does.
Another round.
Another
round should have been nominated for Best.
Yes, I don't think it should have won, but I think it should have nominated.
Minari, I arguably think could have won.
Yeah, that I don't agree.
A Star Is Born should have won that entire year.
I definitely don't agree with that because that year was First Man. That's the same year as Star Is Born, and The Favorite. 2015, Inside Out for sure. You know what? I'm not saying I'm going to change the question on this one. Not win, but I definitely think it should have been nominated because again, 2018 is the year of First Man. That's the one that should have won. But nominated, Mission Impossible Fallout. I think that film should have.
I have another
one
nominated. 2019, The Farewell. Farewell should have been nominated easily, especially for performance.
I didn't love The Farewell.
Dude, that was like my third favorite film of that year.
I like it. It's a good movie. I just didn't fall in love with it.
I really like, dude. 2019 was a fucking great year for.
Oh, you know what, Zach?
What?
I don't think it would win. I don't even remember what. Oh, that was the year Shape of Water won, but Logan should have been nominated for Best Picture. There's
dude.
no excuse.
No excuse.
That one is unforgivable.
No excuse.
That one is unforgivable. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, Saving Private Ryan should have won Best Picture. And I do really like Shakespeare in Love, but Saving Private Ryan should have won.
Yep. But all right, great last question. I'm gonna go get ready. Are you doing anything for fandom? Are you gonna react to anything or no?
It's not worth it, to be honest. And I'll have a meet in a couple of hours with the other critics that are covering LFF. So
okay, fair enough.
But I'll have a review for The Lost Daughter. I think that's the one I'm reviewing today. And then tomorrow, The Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah, before I go, I want to shout out to Ren for one big thing. He is one of the only critics I know. You and Luke are really good about this, of seeing a film at a festival and fucking reviewing it.
Oh,
seriously,
grinding it, baby.
But I seriously give you credit on it, because anytime I go to a festival, it's always my aspiration is that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna review everything I do, blah, blah, blah. I never do it because I just get overwhelmed or I get tired and that exhaustion sits in. So honestly, shout out to you, because you've been giving great content for London Film Festival and some of those movies I've never even fucking heard of until you started reviewing them. So yeah, awesome. If you guys have not, even the ones that you don't know about, guys, like what's the one that you just did? It was the end one. You kept mentioning it.
Today was Passing.
Nitram. I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is, but I want to see it now.
It's by Justin Kurzel, and it stars the guy who played Banshee in X-Men First Class.
Okay.
And it's about a real-life event in the 90s. There's a scene, quickly, before you have to go, there's a scene in that movie where he goes to buy guns. That's all I'm going to say. And the way the guy who's selling guns to him deals with the situation, you could just hear everyone in that room that was watching the film facepalm because of how stupid that dude was. Not necessarily the murderer, he was stupid too, but that's just a general thing. But the guy who sold him the guns.
Okay.
Oh, you could just hear everyone going, "Fuck, man, you fucking idiots."
Damn. Okay. I'm really excited though. Like just watching that review, I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is. It's cool. So guys, go binge like all of his reviews for it, because it's really interesting to see. But yeah, as always,
there's a playlist. There's a playlist for it.
But always, man, just great job with your coverage. Every year
Thank you very much,
and
brother.
it's
appreciate it.
Exhaustion sits in. People, you don't get how long it takes to fucking edit something. So shout out to him. But all right, guys, I will see you guys next week. Yes, next week. Yes. Nothing's going on.
And go to Zach's channel to check his DC fandom coverage throughout the
today. Who knows what we're gonna get today? I mean, this is like the first time we don't know what trailers we're getting besides the Batman. So I mean, that's literally it. So, but all right, guys, have a great day. Bye.
All right. Bye, Zach. I'll stay with you guys for a little bit more until we reach the hour mark, the 2 hour mark, which is like 12 minutes away. So let's kick it in. Lady Aaron, by the way, Ren, I'm watching the new Pokemon movie on Netflix tomorrow with my younger brother. Let me just put this on there. No, don't fall, headphone. And now iTunes connected for some reason that I do not know. Yes. Watching the new Pokemon film tomorrow with my younger brother, so there's a possibility they might get a weekly ranking out of me next week. That's cool, Aaron, and we always welcome your weekly rankings and anyone's weekly rankings. I watched the Pokemon something Jungle the other day while I was editing. Pretty well. It's a Pokemon movie. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just a very watchable Pokemon movie. If you're not into Pokemon, I don't think you're going to get anything out of it. But if you are, it's a fun time, a fun 90 minutes or 100 minutes spent in front of the TV. Well, maybe doing something else. I'll say that. Question. Here we go. Okay, hold on. I recently rewatched Iron Man 3 and I noticed something. Maya Hansen, Rebecca Hall, who just directed Passing, which is now up on my YouTube channel, the review for that, said she had a 13-year-old kid to Tony, and could she be Peter Parker's mom in the MCU? Remember Switzerland? No, I don't think so at all. I don't think so. I don't think so. Not at all. I think, honestly, would I like to see something out of that line? Like, let's find out who that kid was? Yes. Do I think he's Peter Parker? Not at all. Do I think we're ever going to get a payoff to that line? No. I think there was a line, and by this point, they clearly forgot. They clearly forgot that line even existed. So yeah. All right. Ren, I think that your worst movies list of 2021 is going to be easier to predict than your best movies of 2021. It will be your toughest yet to list. Would you read? I don't know. Gotta be honest, I'm probably cheating with this answer, but I don't know, Aaron. And hang on, it is focusing on the background and not on my ugly mug. I don't know, Aaron, because I'm not thinking about it yet. I know what movie is my favorite. I know like which one I would like have in second, maybe third, but I'm not thinking too hard about my list yet. And right now, the worst movies of the year, since I'm not thinking about the lists just yet, those are films that I watch and I completely forget until I have to think about them again to make the list. So yes, don't have an answer. Maybe I'm cheating. I apologize, but I don't have an answer for that. Gico EP, what do you think of the complaint of the color grading in the MCU? Oh, I'm going to have a very unpopular answer for this. People say the movies look dull and bland, but honestly, it doesn't bother me that much because there are moments where the cinematography does stand out in the movies, and when people complain about it, I just shrug it off. I shrug it off to, look, there are legit complaints that I've seen from people who understand color grading that they say it's kind of not realistic. I don't care about realistic. But the people who say that the color grading is ugly or it's not good, I don't think those people know what color grading is, to be honest. Just gotta be honest. That's just my opinion. I don't have anything. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but the people in general, the people on Twitter who I see talking about, who are usually the people who make those stupid fucking fan cams with all the glittery Instagram filters and whatnot. That's all. Those are the people that complain about the color grading in general. So yeah, those are the people I usually don't listen to. Yeah. I don't know why I'm singing. I'm just looking for another question. Question for you guys. Do you think when Venom finally meets Tom Holland's Spider-Man that he will finally get his iconic... Well, we answered that question. Don't want to dive into spoilers anymore, but yeah, we answered that question. Damn you, Joe Fletcher. Damn you. You know how to please a man's desires. Man. I'm not going to disagree with this. Ooh, Kate Blanchett is also really good. A good one, Chico EP. Jake Gyllenhaal would be a great one. I'm kind of going against my exotic thing for Bond villains, but Lady Aaron says, I don't know how Ren would feel to see his goddess play. I would feel very well about seeing my goddess play a Bond villain, and I would love to be Bond in that scenario. But I'm not British, so I can never be Bond. Eric Thorpe, we did have one female main Bond villain with Sophie Marceau as Electra King in The World Is Not Enough, which I think is a very underrated. Was she the main villain? It has been a while since I watched the Brosnan ones, apart from GoldenEye. Hang on. Was she the main villain? Huh. She was. You're right. I'm a dumbass. Yeah. That's not a new statement. That's not new information. I realize that. But yeah, good one. Good shout, Eric Thorpe. Good shout. Rosamund Pike was in Die Another Day was a Bond villain, even though the movie sucked. Yes, but she wasn't the main villain, like Pussy Galore, or I forget any other ones. To be honest, I forget any other ones. But yeah, she was a villain, just not like the main one. She was like the Safin or the Blofeld or the Silva in that film. So yeah. This would have been a great question for Zach. The Menacing Scott, I'm looking at your question for Resident Evil. Keep that question and ask it again next week, because I know Zach would love to, and maybe Patrick, if he's in the show, they would love to answer that question. I have no particular hopes or any particular interest in that film, but keep them, because I know they would love to answer that question. Z Gonzalez and Salty, good friend of the show. Miss you, bud. I'm still 50-50 on whether or not they show Toby and Andrew in the set. Well, according to Zach, at least, they are. I don't know. I don't think they should. Me neither. I completely agree with that. But at the same time, we already know they're in the movie, so showing them can't cause more harm. True, it doesn't cause harm. It just takes kind of the effect away. Even for us who are counting on seeing them in the movie, I want to see them as I'm already immersed in the full story. I don't want to see a 2-minute piece of marketing and then, oh, they're here, yay, and now it's over and I have to wait God knows how long to see the film. All right. Hey, Ren and Zach, did you see the new Brittany Murphy documentary on HBO Max? If so, what are your thoughts? The documentary is called What Happened, Brittany Murphy. No, Luis, honestly, haven't seen it. Haven't even heard of it. Did not know this was a thing or that it existed. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. Honestly, it's a documentary, which I'm not very much into documentaries. And look, I'm very sorry that Brittany Murphy died. I think she was very talented, but I'd be lying if I said I was like a major fan of her career and her act. Like every time I saw her in something, I was a fan of hers. But it's not like I followed her career very, very precisely. To this day I haven't seen everything that she's in. If it gets nominated for Best Documentary Feature at the Oscars, that's when I'll watch it. But right now, I didn't even know it existed. But again, keep that question next week. Ask it again because Zach maybe has seen it or has heard of it at least. But thank you anyway for chiming in. Movie fan, do you think the second No Time to Die Spider-Man No Time to Die? Do you think the second No Way Home trailer will come in the next week or in November? Because I've heard both. Oh, November. I think November. You want to keep it for Eternals now, because it's the next movie that will make big bucks. Unless there's another Sony Pictures movies 2021. Is there another Sony movie? I mean, it could come with Ghostbusters, which is November. Sony is releasing La Abuela. Okay, I did not know. Or, I mean, you don't want to release a Spider-Man No Way Home trailer with Resident Evil. Resident Evil is rated R. Yeah, I think it could come out with... Oh, they're releasing Parallel Mothers. This completely has nothing to do with your question, man. I'm sorry. Just finding out some fun facts right now. I think it should come with Eternals in November or with Ghostbusters Afterlife also in November. So, yeah. What's the best movie poster of all time? What's the worst movie poster of all? I don't know, Aaron. I don't keep that on top of my... One of my favorite movie posters, I was just talking about it yesterday, is the Blade Runner 2049 one. The half blue, half orange one with Ryan Gosling and Harrison Ford. That's one of my favorite posters of all time. I think it's incredible. Worst movie poster of all time? The Sony posters for the Spider-Man movies. Those are some of the worst I've seen. And those horrible posters that Sony just put out for Venom Let There Be Carnage, just a half-face posters that they put out are absolutely atrocious. But then Sony puts out fucking awesome posters for Ghostbusters Afterlife. So yeah. All right. Whoa, we had a jump. I apologize. I hate myself right now because I don't know why I didn't say Blade Runner 2049 before 2017 when we talked about Logan and The Shape of Water and whatnot. I don't know why I didn't say Blade Runner. Thank you, Gigo EP, for bringing that up because I hate myself right now. But yeah, because I completely forgot. Um, I don't know why I forgot Blade Runner 2049. I suck. I'm a horrible human being. I'm a horrible human being. Ah. Du- 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 du. Where are we? Where are we? Um, that's a good question. Why do you think No Time to Die underperformed in North America? It's an interesting question. So Bond has never done as well in America as it does outside. Not that it doesn't do well in America. And look, Bond did well. It didn't. It didn't overperform. It didn't surprise. It didn't surpass expectations. Bond did well because we're still in the pandemic. Um, but Bond has never done as well in America as it does outside. It does well, and it did well this time. I also think it's a factor that Bond skews in for an older audience. It's not necessarily calling on teenagers or families and whatnot. Those are a few of the factors, but I don't think I have an answer for it because I can't really pinpoint something that this was a reason. I can think of factors of things that kind of contributed to it, but I can't think of like a reason, a main reason for it to have only done 60 million on its opening weekend. I'm now interested in seeing how much it drops in terms of percentage. Because on the second weekend, you want your drop to be around, at worst, you want it to be around 50 to 60%. If it goes 70, 80, 90, you got a problem. It went on a big drop. If it goes 40, 30, 20% drop, you're popping champagne, man. Because that's a good drop. All right. Lady Aaron, Ren, is there any chance the Geeks on our table can be on Sunday next week? My birthday is on a Sunday, October 24th, and I love to have a Geeks on our table episode on my birthday. So usually we do it on Saturday because it's Zach's day off. That's why we usually can't move, or if we move the show, usually it's because Zach is going to have a different day off, or Zach won't be on the show and I'll host with someone else. So unless Zach has a Sunday off or anything, we really can't move the show, Aaron, because Saturday is the only day he has off work, and then he'll work on Sunday or have other things to do. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to say no, at least right now, and obviously it just works also better for me because I already have it scheduled and I can schedule other stuff for Sunday and not for Saturday. Also, Saturday I'm going to have my vaccine, so on Sunday I might be all fucked up and barely able to walk. By the way, I didn't have any effects on the first vaccine. It was as if I didn't take it. But next Saturday in the morning before the show, I'm going to take the second vaccine. So who knows if next Sunday I'm going to be dead in my bed and not be able to stand up or talk, and maybe I couldn't even do the show if I was to move it. But yes, the reason why we're doing it on Saturday, it's Zach's day off. It's the one day he can do the show. So we'll probably have to do it on Saturday nevertheless, but we'll make sure to wish you a happy birthday. Don't you worry. All right. I'm going to take 3 more questions because I'm losing my voice. I have a meet. I have to prepare. I have to get my snack because today was back and chest day at the gym, ladies and gentlemen. And I still have to work on my Lost Daughter review. So yes. Ooh. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. This festival season is getting to me. Ooh. All right. The Viewer Drew. Which Will Poulter performance is your favorite? Maze Runner, Detroit, Where the Millers, The Revenant, or Midsummer? For me, I think I like him in all of these, by the way. I think he does a great job in all of these, and all of these are very different performances. But for me, by far, it's Detroit. I think Will Poulter is fucking incredible in Detroit. Because Maze Runner, he was good, but he didn't have much to do besides the one-note douche in the film, at least in the first one. We're the Millers, he showed off some really great comedy chops. The Revenant, he's good, he serves his purpose, but I don't think he showed us anything. If anything, he showed us range. After Maze Runner, after We're the Millers, he showed us he could move around in terms of range. Midsummer, again, great comedy chops, but very different comedy chops than in We're the Millers. I think Detroit is where he showed real prowess on screen, where he had a lot of weight, a very meaty role that he was able to chew on. So for me, it's definitely Detroit. Out of all of those, at least. I'm sure there are other performances that I'm not remembering that you didn't bring up, you Drew. But out of those, Detroit is the one for me, the best one for me. This is a really good one. This is not going to count for the last three. In fact, I'm going to take 5. I'm going to take 5 after this one. News came out after Michael Caine is officially retired. How do you feel? Sad, but like our Alan Horn, he deserves it. Like, thank you for your service, Sir Michael Caine. I was just talking about him the other day because I was considering going to another festival that is going to happen in a few weeks. And the big headline film of that festival is a Michael Caine film. It's a very small festival, so you probably haven't even heard of the film. It's called Bestsellers. It's with him and Aubrey Plaza. So yeah, I consider going to that, but really nothing that would bring in views or interest to the channel is playing there, so I'm not going to. But yeah, I was just talking about him, and yesterday he announced his retirement. So thank you for your service, Sir Michael Caine. Thank you for all the wonderful and less wonderful performances. Okay, let's go into this one. One thing about the people who crap on Tom Holland's Spider-Man forget is that these movies play as a coming-of-age story for him becoming Spider-Man, and he's going to make mistakes, one of two. Two of two. Along the way, he's going to make mistakes along the way. He's still a kid and be his own hero. I'm sick of people calling him Iron Man Jr. saying he doesn't have any consequences or relatable problems. Do you agree, Ren? Do I agree with you or with the people? Because I definitely don't agree with the people. I agree with you. Am I sick of the people? No, I just turned the noise off, honestly, GKOP. I just turned the noise off because I completely disagree. I see exactly the same thing you see. He definitely has consequences. He definitely has relatable problems. He's embarrassed to ask a girl out to prom. Not that I had prom. I mean, we have our version of prom back in Portugal, but I had my embarrassment about asking a girl for prom. That's a story for another day. Let's not get into that. No, I fully agree with you. This Spider-Man is the most realistic it's the most realistic Spider-Man we've had at showcasing the high school problems of a teenage boy who is also a superhero. So I definitely disagree with them. He's definitely not Iron Man Jr. I understand why you'd be kind of bothered at him having suits made by Tony Stark. But at this point, I think you're really just looking for something to complain about because they really made it work. They made it a point in the stories at saying that Spider-Man doesn't need Tony Stark's shit. So yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, GKOP, not with the people who complain about that. What? All right. Stuart Keating, who made the best Bond song, ranking Adele, Sam Smith, and Billie Eilish. I talked about this last week. I like all these songs, by the way, and I'm not a fan. Did I say I love all these songs? Just cut this clip out and use it for whatever you want. I love all these songs for Bond. I love all these songs. I talked about it last week. We were ranking about some 2 weeks ago because No Time to Die just came out. It was 2 weeks ago because Zach was here. I'm not a fan of Sam Smith. Actually, I'm not a fan in general of any. Like, I'll listen to one song of theirs. I appreciate Adele as a songwriter, as a musician, but she's not really my style. I don't have her on playlists apart from Skyfall. I don't have Billie Eilish on playlists apart from No Time to Die. I don't have Sam Smith on playlists apart from The Writings on the Wall. But I like all these songs. All the songs they did for Bond, I like. Sam Smith is a good song, but I don't think it fits the movie, and it's tonally completely off the scene that precedes it. The opening scene in Spectre in Mexico, Day of the Dead, and then you have this song. And there's something missing in that connection, you know. Billie Eilish has a great song for No Time to Die. It's not only a great song for Bond, I think it's a great song for a final Bond film. Adele's Skyfall is what comes to mind when I think what makes a good Bond song. It's everything that is in Adele's song. It's big, it's calm, it's soothing, it's epic, it's grandiose, but it's also personal. It's got a lot of aching heart to it, and it fits the elegance, the sophistication of Bond. So Adele has got everything. So out of those three, I would go Adele at number one, Billie Eilish in second, and Sam Smith in last place. All right. Ooh, that's a great question. Also from Stuart Keating. Are there specific tells or signals that indicate you that a movie director are amateurs? That's a great question. My big tell is usually that they maybe can tell the cinematographer, get this shot, and then it's a beautiful shot. It's really well done. Maybe it's a shot, I've never seen a shot like this before, but it's a shot that doesn't hold any new information. Another thing is that 9 times out of 10, you'll see that the debut feature of a debuting director will be a very long film, like Star is Born. I think Star is Born is a really great movie. It's very, very, very good. It deserves its Best Picture nominated, or didn't it get one? I think it did. It deserved it. The acting is great. You can tell that Bradley Cooper did not make any movies before that, because there were scenes in that film that he could have cut off and the film would stay the exact same because they held no new information. They did not advance the story. Another thing, even more specific to that, is elongated scenes. There's a rule in directing, in writing, in storytelling in general. You want to start a scene as late as possible, and you want to leave as soon as possible. A scene should only be there to serve the absolutely needed person. You want to get the information that you need to advance the story, then get out. It's over. It's not doing anything for your movie anymore. You cut it. So those are a few of the things. It's usually what the director decides, because yes, the editor gets the credit for editing the film, but usually 9 times out of 10, if you're a good director, you'll be there giving them enough space to do their thing, but also having your input. And I'm sure there are directors that are way too overbearing on their editors, and I'm sure there are directors that are not overbearing enough on their editors. I just watched something this past week that had atrocious editing, and I really don't know who to blame, but I trust that I should blame the director, because editors are usually much better than that, especially if they're working on big productions. So those are just a few of mine, but great question, Stuart. Great question. Thank you for that. All right. All right, let's take two more questions. It's 5:20. Okay, two more questions. I did check out Adele's new song, by the way. It's good. It's good. Again, I'm not gonna save it to a playlist, but I appreciate it as a musician. I think it's really well made. Let's get this one. Lady Aaron asks, if Dune doesn't get nominated for Best Original Song, Dune doesn't have an original song. I'm going to guess you meant score, because Dune does not have an original song. unless I missed something. Can we both agree, Ren, that it will be one of the biggest technical snubs in Oscars history? Also, should I listen to that score as well? Yes, when you watch the movie, not before. That's just my opinion. If you want to listen before you watch the movie, that's up to you. I don't judge, and I have no place to judge. It's your prerogative whenever you listen to a score. I don't know. Maybe a score comes out in the next 2 months that I prefer to Doom's. And I don't really like to talk about snubs until we actually get the nominations. And it has to be something, for me to call something a snub, there has to be something in the nominees that I don't think belongs there. So if they nominated, I don't know, which had a bland score this week that I don't even remember the score. Looking at my stuff to see if I remember anything. Let's say Passing. Latest review on the channel right now. Let's say Passing gets a nomination for Best Score. That'd be a snub if it gets a nomination, but then Dune's score by Hans Zimmer doesn't. It has to be something that I don't think personally that deserves to be amongst the nominees, and something that deserved it is out. Like First Man's score, like First Man, the movie itself. So yeah, I have to wait until the nominations are out, until I've seen everything there was to see this year to call anything a snub. But I'd be shocked if the score from Dune doesn't get a nomination. But great question, Aaron. I'm seeing a question in there that's very humbling. It's very flattering to me. I think you're asking it half jokingly, but still means a lot to me that you'd ask that. Stuart Keating, good friend of the channel, by the way. Like, Stuart, out of the kindness of his heart, if you guys don't know, he bet something on what I would call to win Best Picture. I got it right, and Stuart supported the channel with the bet that we had. So yeah, Ren's film technique lecture series when. I don't know, guys. I would love to do some. I would love to travel around the world and meet you guys. So go become a member to the channel, and I'll have lectures for you as the exclusive content for members. Hell, I actually don't have that for the members of the channel, but if you guys want that, I don't think I'm anyone to give lectures. I'm someone who has studied film. I have a master's in it, and I love to have conversations about it, but I don't think I'm qualified to give lectures, but I still feel very humbled that anyone would ask this. Not only this, but even the first question that you asked about what are signs and tells from that you think amateur director. I'm sure I'm an amateur director. If I did a feature right now, you could tell all those signs and even more for me. So yes, but thank you very much, Stuart. Thank you so much. All right, let's finish with this one because everyone in the chat is loving it right now. Jack Alexander, good friend of the show. Been missing you here, Jack. I bought the God of War 2018 this week. Absolutely love it so far. I have not played that ever since before the festival started, because before the festival started, I was prepping the festival, getting all the trailers, all the stills, everything I could to be prepped for the London Film Festival. And then this past week, I haven't started. I started New Game Plus because I have played the game. I played it in 2018 when it came out. And I'm just trying to defeat the Valkyries. And if you don't know what the Valkyries are yet, be prepared, my friend. You're going to get very pissed at your television. You're going to yell at your television a lot. It's getting hot in my room. I apologize. But yes, it's a fantastic game. It's a fantastic game that will frustrate you a lot for all the best reasons. So I'm glad you're enjoying it. And Stuart has also Stuart has also played it. This is not COVID, by the way. This cough is not COVID. But thank you very much for sharing, Zach, and Stuart as well, and for your compliments again. Your explanations are so easy to digest, maybe because I'm used to hearing it. I can hear everything you say easily. Thank you so much, Stuart. There is, again, it's very humbling, it's flattering, but it's also what I go for. Because when I started this channel and when I started this podcast, even starting it with a co-host specifically, because I didn't want it to just be me, my goal with all my reviews is always I want to talk to whoever watches the videos as I talk to like my friends. If I'm sitting down with friends and we're talking about films, I'm gonna talk to you in the review. How I'm going to talk to. Obviously, I do the presentation. I ask for the subscribe thing. That's the name of the game. That's just being professional. At the YouTube thing. But like when we get into the meat of a review, as far as I can only speak for myself, when you get into the meat of my reviews, I'm going to be talking to you how I talk to my friends sitting down at the table after we watch a film or during dinner or whatever if we're grabbing a meal. So yes, these words are very kind. They're very humbling. And I appreciate it, my friend. I really, really, really appreciate it. All right, let's finish with Lady Aaron because that wasn't a question I just really wanted to thank Stu. But let's finish with a question. And now I'm seeing other humbling things. Jesus Christ, you guys are putting me are bringing me down to earth today. Let me be a bit cocky, damn it. Stop humanizing me. You guys are amazing. All right. I'm going to read the other comments after this one. Ren, do you have a worst Bond song? If so, I don't know if it's fair because I don't remember every Bond song off the top of my head, but Die Another Day, I remember it's... I don't like Madonna, so that probably helps. But also in the film itself, how it's inserted into the film, I thought it was a baffling decision to have that very upbeat, very funky pop Madonna song playing over the credits as you see Bond getting horribly tortured by the Koreans and imprisoned. Yeah, it's just very, very off from one another. So yeah. So and then Eric Thorpe asks the same. Okay. And Eric says, I agree with Stuart. I love Ren's conversations with not only Zach, but with all of us too. Ren is just that great of a human. You're asking if I am. I'm not in position to say how great or how bad I am. I'm always going to say how bad I am, never how good or how great I am. But if I'm great, it's because of you guys. Whoever watches the videos, clicks on them, shares them around, and gives them a like and supports the channel. So yes. So yes, thank you all who click on the reviews. Speaking of reviews, there's tons of reviews this week, guys. And I've been leaving a card at the end of each for the playlist. If you guys haven't seen the London Film Festival coverage, you guys know I don't do spoilers, so you're safe on that. There's 14 movies up, 14 reviews so far on the London Film Festival 2021 playlist. Belle, Titan, The Harder They Fall, Spencer, Last Night in Soho, French Dispatch, Mass, Belfast, Power of the Dog, Come On, Come On, Nitram, King Richard, and Passing. I'll have more reviews up. I have at least 5 reviews that I still haven't made. So by the end of this year's festival, I will have seen 20 movies, plus the one I'm watching tomorrow, Tragedy of Macbeth, which I will obviously be bringing to you. I'll also be watching The Last Duel tomorrow, which I'm very excited. Everything came out this week, and I couldn't get out of the festival to watch everything that came out this week. I've seen Halloween. I'm going to be watching Last Duel, and then sometime this week I'll be seeing Ron's Gone Wrong, which also played at the festival, but it came out this week, so I wasn't in a rush to see it. But that is it today for Geeks of the Roundtable. DC Fandom is about to start, if it hasn't started already. Zach is covering, so go up to his channel to check it out. Go check out the LFF reviews if you haven't. The Halloween Kills review is also up on the channel right now, and there will be many others. The Lost Daughter is coming today, and tomorrow I'll have the Tragedy of Macbeth and The Last Duel, and maybe one other review out of the 5 or 6 that I still have to make. Thank you so much, everyone, once more for joining me, for joining Zach, for all your humbling words, for all your great questions, for supporting the channel. And again, if you haven't, continue to support the channel, but just by watching the reviews, go press on that playlist. Thank you so much once more, guys. We'll be back next week, and it's still going to be a very busy week with catching up on festival stuff. I hope to see you in all of those. So until the next one, love each other and love the movies. We didn't have technical issues today. We didn't get a lot of them. So love each other and love the movies, and let's hope that happens again.